Sports brought to you by Chop It Up, the podcast, aka Battle Rap Kingdom. Um, yeah, we in here today. Hawk Life in here today. Lyric in here today. Y'all know what it is. It's Spotlight Sports time. He's doing his 2 minutes for sharing, so we just gonna get in the talking and chopping it up. Um, we gonna share it in the chats and share it on Facebook and all the groups and Instagram, all that good shit. But for those who tapping in, rewatching, or those who tapped in right away, you already know it's Spotlight Sports. It's gonna be a crazy week this week. Got the notepad. You already know what it is. I'll pull up that notepad. But yeah, last week was crazy. There's a lot of crazy things that happened in the NFL. A lot of crazy shit happened. So this
Hmm.
week, this week kind of different. Last week I was the leader. Um, in the wins. This week has changed. So we'll
Mm.
make that announcement after the two minutes is up, or whenever y'all ready. But yeah, a lot of things. Not no big injuries. Um, so that's cool. A lot of people went to free agency to sign people after week 3, which around like week 4 or 5 or 6 is where you're gonna see the free agents that are left finding a home in the spot in the NFL. So with that being said, um we got week 3 done. Now you're seeing teams. There was a lot of surprises. Um there was a lot of things that we saw come in. There was things that over exceeded, like legendary moments. But like Lyric said last week, he said he was waiting for week 4. He thought week 4 was gonna be very interesting. So I'm really interested in what he gotta say this week. Um a lot of people gotta explain their teams this week because everyone knows on this show the two teams that we like the most out of the panel here is the New Orleans Saints and the Baltimore Ravens. And there's going to be some explaining on that side. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the topics we go over once we go over these games. We're going to say that for after I go over the games. The number one topic is
Mm.
there's a new win leader. So for y'all to know, we keeping up with who's winning their predictions. Last week it was me on top by 2. This week someone else is on top by 2. No homo, pause for all the people that be looking for shit to just talk. But it's gonna be very interesting. The race for who got the best predictions this year, it's going back and forth. I think this week is gonna be a good week because there's a lot of games where there's not a clear winner. There's a lot of games this week where you're gonna have to actually think, and like there's a couple of them where you might know who wins, but it's upset time. This is what they be calling trap games, where somebody somebody upsets because you looking over to the future. So we getting into the last part of the first quarter of the season. So week 4, week 5, that's around the last part of the first quarter of the season. And with that right there, y'all know what that means. It's time to start this show. All right, so we're gonna get into it. First, I'll make the announcement. Hawk Life is now the leader of the wins. He got 29 wins. Chief YZ, which is me, I got 27 wins. That's our prediction is right. And Lyric is sitting at 24. So with that being said, we're not gonna go over that right now. We can talk a shit if we want to. But first, it was Giants. And the second team I mentioned is always at home. So remember that. The Giants 12, the 49ers 30. We all won that one. The Falcons 6, and I don't want to hear shit till after I'm done. So shut the fuck up. The Falcons 6, the Lions 20. Hawk Life and Lyric took that one. The Chargers 28, the Vikings 24. Hawks stood alone, took in that win. The Saints 17 and the Packers 18. Lyric took that alone, with the Packers winning. Texans 37, Jags 17. We all lost that one. The Texans took out the Jags. On the Broncos 20, the Dolphins 70. God, we all won that one though. We're gonna wait to the end. Titans 3, Browns 30. Hawk and Lyric took that one. Bills 31, Commanders 3. Me, Chief Warzy and Hawk Life took that one. Colts 22, Ravens 19. Fuck the refs. We all lost that one. Colts 22. I mean, damn, my bad. Pats 15, Jets 10. We all lost that one. Pats won. Seahawks 37, Panthers 27. Me and Hawk Life took that one. Chief Warzy and Hawk Life. Bears 10, Chiefs 41. Chief Warzy and Hawk Life took that one. Cowboys 16, Cardinals 20. Lyric called the upset, but we didn't know Trayvon Diggs was going to be injured. But Steelers 23, Raiders 18. We all lost that one. Eagles 25. Damn, is that the Bucks? Yeah, Bucks 2-1. Me and Hawk Life took that one. The Rams 16 and the Bengals 19. Hawk stood alone with that one. So we're gonna go over the games we want to talk about. I just want to point out the refs fucked the Ravens twice in overtime. We're not gonna go over it. We're gonna move on to next week. But I just want to point that out. 2 pass interference missed in overtime. That could have got us in field goal range with Justin Tucker to win it. But also there was bad coaching. I love John Harbaugh, but he should have let Justin Tucker try that kick twice. He had 2 chances to just let him kick a 60-yarder, even though he missed one, but it's still Justin Tucker. He should have. So there's a lot of things. You can't really just blame it all on the refs. The other thing I want to point out was, damn, the Dolphins pulled off a Madden fucking 70 points. They looking like a fucking strong-ass team. A strong-ass team. The injury to the Cowboys with Trayvon Diggs got everybody questioning that defense now. There's weak spots on the offense and defense now, so they're not really looking like they're at the top of the pack anymore. Yeah, so any other games y'all want to point out? Yeah, the Falcons lost. I know, y'all shut the fuck up. I was right 2 times, I was wrong once, so whatever.
Yeah, I just want to say, see, bro, you know, yeah, that Dolphins game was just wild. Dolphins game was wild as hell. I also want to point out that me personally, I don't really give a fuck about the whole Taylor Swift being there for the Chiefs and shit thing. So, I've been seeing a lot of people going crazy about that. I'm just like, fuck it, like, who cares? Because, I saw this
He's getting a
one
lot of hate
thing.
for that too, because he went from
Well, yeah,
African American black girl. Now they're saying he going to, looking like the police going to the white woman. So I'm
yeah,
like, I'm just enjoying
yeah.
the entertainment. I don't really care
That's
either, but
that's
that's
pretty
all it
much how
is.
I feel. Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel. But I also want to point out that I hate to be the one to say this and be the one to do that, but I kind of had my suspicions if NFL was rigged because I saw one of the articles and shit, and it was like something about like we're finally past this Taylor Swift saga and whatever. And I was like, the fuck saga? You know what I mean? Like if you actually watch animation, whatever, like a saga is like a story. So it's like,
But they've
nigga, you
been
trying to
playing it
say,
out with the commercials too,
yeah,
saying that.
yeah,
But
you know what I mean?
it is what it is.
But but I just want to point out that there's word plays, you know what I mean? But other than that, I'm gonna say, I hate the fact that, my Ravens lost. I agree with you, bro.
You
Like,
jinxed us, you piece of shit.
I mean, I told you, bro, the coach was not to be slept on. You know what I mean? Like you
No,
said,
no, no, no.
you
You picked the
you
Ravens and you threw that bad juju. And Hawk Life know what he talking about. He from New Orleans. You put that bad juju on that damn game.
hey,
So you need to
hey,
stop fucking
hey,
around.
hey, hey,
You
hey,
didn't
you
knock on
said,
wood or nothing.
hey,
No homo. You
hey,
ain't knock on
hey,
nothing. You fucked it up. I'm blaming that shit on you. And Hawk Life, I don't want to hear shit
hey,
about your Saints because I had your back last week. And now I don't even know if I can
hold
trust
on.
them motherfuckers anymore.
Hold on. Let me say this. Let me say
Hold
this.
on, hold
You
on,
said
hold on,
you
hold
you
on,
said that I
hold
had to
on.
prove
I'm
you
gonna talk my
wrong.
shit.
You said that I had to prove you wrong about the Colts, and I've been riding with them for a minute. And I already told you when it comes to my team, of course I'm gonna rock with my team, whether or not we win or lose. But yeah, in that moment of time of despair, I did felt like I wanted to go for the Colts, but I knew it was not right. And not just that, I mean, like, it's
I mean,
always
we got
Ravens above the
injuries. I would.
Colts.
That's why I told
Yeah,
you to go
yeah.
for him if you want to go for him, but you
Nah,
didn't want to go for him. So you can't
nah,
gloat
you
about
damn right.
something you lost. You lost a
Yeah,
prediction. You can't gloat
yeah.
about the shit now. You
Nah,
lost. You fucking
I'm
lost.
just,
That's
I'm
it.
just saying,
That's it. Shut up.
I'm just
It's
saying that
over.
there's some superstitious there's no
Nah, I'm not
superstitions
gonna
where
let
the
you sit
whole
here and talk
time,
shit about the Ravens.
in
You
this
should feel like
league,
a piece of
that
shit.
I've been
Take that
saying that the
jersey off.
Colts was
Take
going
the
to
damn
take it.
jersey off. You
That's
don't
all I'm
deserve
just
that shit
saying.
off right now.
It's not superstitious. It's not superstitious if I say that the
Hawkeye,
Colts
say
was
something
going to
about your
take it.
Saints. I'm
It's all
already
real.
done with this conversation with his ass. This
Well,
blasphemy. This
first
gargantuan.
of all,
Hold on, wait. The
first,
Saints lost,
first
didn't they?
Yeah, they lost. But I'm gonna let him talk about it. We got to talk about our team, and I already talked shit
About
about his team, so I'm gonna let him defend his self.
well, I was gonna say about
well,
Derek
I'm gonna
Carr.
say this.
Say
I'm not defending myself. I'm gonna say this here first and foremost. I'm gonna say this here. My Saints lost because Derek Carr went out with an injury earlier, and of course we couldn't depend on Winston garbage ass, dumpster truck ass, common sense. But I will say this. Defense still looking like number 4 in the league, and offense looking like a shit show. They need to work on the offensive line, get a solid quarterback back there.
Is Derek Carr out
They need
this
to
week?
figure
Do
it
you
out.
know?
Yes, he has a shoulder injury, and for a quarterback, that's a dangerous
Ooh.
injury to have. I know it's not season ended, but he will be out for a couple weeks.
4 or 5 weeks. Is it his throwing
Um,
arm? Is it his throwing arm or
I don't know.
oh shit.
I do wanna since we own this, excuse me, since we own this game, I was just there. Hold on, I want to shout out also this part of the segment I'm adding is called the offensive spotlight. First of all, before I get into that, let me take a little side note because I saw Larry put Road to 1,000 in the comments. I'm sitting there kind of being humble and contained, but I want to let y'all know we made it to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Let's get
Yeah,
them.
finally.
Let's get them watch time
Let me go
hours up so we
let
can
me
get
go grab my
monetized.
brewski. It's time to drink then. I'm celebrating.
Yes, sir. 1K subs on YouTube, but make sure to help us get them watch time hours up so we can get monetized on YouTube.
You know what
That's
that
what
is?
we
The
need.
road done changed to 2K now. Road to 2K. And we ain't talking about EA Sports or none of that shit.
let's
We
go
talk,
2K. Road to
We in the
2K.
game.
Fuck yeah.
all right,
Uh,
so
offensive spotlight. I'm sorry. Offensive
oh
spotlight.
yeah. Go ahead.
Something I'm gonna be putting in the game, and in this offensive spotlight for this game, I wanna uh, I wanna highlight Jordan Love. Uh, he get the offensive spotlight this week for this
Hell no,
game.
you crazy as fuck.
Hold on. Despite his offense missing, David Batari, Jones, Jenkins, and Watson, he showed some serious guts out there. I give him his props. You know what I'm saying? The stretch the lead to get back in the game. He went 22 for 44 with 259 passing yards. You know what I'm saying? One
Okay, well
passing
I got
touchdown, one interception, while also adding 39 yards on the ground with a rushing touchdown. So shout out to Green Bay for coming back in the game.
I
You know
wanna
what I'm saying?
comment on that.
No.
I got 2 teams that did better offensively. We're gonna do an offensive spotlight. I'm just gonna say that. 2 teams.
No, the
I
offensive
go
spotlight is for single players. That's
no.
why.
They're
Okay,
number
yeah.
one. They get it. They got 70 points. You can't give it to any other team.
No, I
Dolphins
said
did it.
single players, but you're doing one for teams too. You can do one for teams
Nah,
too.
Tua,
No, I don't think you understand what I'm
singly.
saying. No,
Yeah,
I
single
understand.
player, Tua.
Oh,
I
single
go with
players.
Tua
Okay.
over.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, okay,
Tua
okay,
over.
okay, okay, okay.
No, but if we go on teams, it's still
No,
the
but see, that's what it is. It's single players.
I'm not. That's like offensive player of the week, but I'm gonna go with teams. I'll go with teams because I feel
Well,
like the
whatever
Bills
in your
did
opinion.
some crazy shit too defensively,
Yeah, yeah.
holding the Commanders out. That was crazy because they were doing so good. But I think it should go to anybody on that Dolphins team. You could point out like
Oh
Mozart,
yeah, I
Mozart,
definitely was gonna talk.
Mozart.
I got some stuff I can say about the Dolphins. I definitely agree. 70 fucking points. I told y'all they was having a special season. I told y'all the Dolphins is
I pick
that
them every
team.
week.
They having a special season. They've been knocking on that door for a couple seasons. They've always been had the potential. Uh, and the spotlight with that is my spotlight with the Dolphins is a rookie spotlight, Arcane. You know what I'm saying? He announced himself to the league. You know what I'm saying? He had an incredible fucking day. You know what I'm saying? I knew he was fast, but this nigga fast. You know what I'm saying? This nigga had showed that speed in multiple. Like y'all, if y'all was watching the game, y'all know he did
Yeah,
his
your
thing.
punt returner. I
Yeah,
give him for the 2 weeks ago. To be honest,
yeah,
with the Saints special teams player, but
yeah. But also shout out Marvin Mills because he had some big plays in the game for Denver. But 73 yards, 73 yards, including one for 38. He did his shit. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, Miami just special to a lower Tyreek Hill, and now coming into his own, Arcane. Whoo, that Dolphins
Mozart,
team,
that running back went off.
that goddamn Dolphins, the team to
But
beat.
I'll make
Something
an
special
announcement
this year.
before we go over our picks for
Mhm.
the week. Usher is announced as the Super Bowl halftime this year. So
Herpes, gotta let it
allegedly,
burn.
allegedly, allegedly.
Gotta let it
But
burn.
hey, I fucks with Usher. I ain't gonna lie. Like his music. So
Yeah,
don't twist
I'm
I
my
ain't
words.
joking,
watching
But
that
Usher.
shit.
I'm
I think
joking,
I
Usher.
think it's a
Don't
little too late.
cancel.
I
I
ain't
think it's a
watching
little
that
too
shit.
late. But
I don't know. I might watch it, but I don't know. I feel like they
who ain't
could did
watching the
something
Super
better with
Bowl?
that shit.
I watch it for the
They could.
commercials. If my team ain't in it, the commercials
Why
is
they do
funny as
that?
fuck to
Busta
read.
Rhymes.
Well,
Why they
Usher
do
gonna
Busta
put on.
Rhymes?
Busta
Usher
Busta
Rhymes
gonna put.
Rhymes
ain't
was dope.
that established as Usher. You can't say that's.
Usher
You
gonna
can't
put
say
on a
that.
good show
Yeah,
though.
but like
He
as
gonna put
far
on
as
a
like
good show.
entertainment wise, yeah, he gonna put on a good show. Entertainment wise, he just like fucking
That's what
Missy
it's
Elliott.
about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. He'll been perfect for a damn Super Bowl. Hell
Hell
yeah,
no.
Usher.
I
Hell
disagree.
no, bro. I'm
I
tired of
disagree.
seeing another fucking Bruno Mars. Like, come on, bro. Like, I want to see something creative. I want to see something like how it's supposed. I want something that's gonna make me feel like I'm actually watching the goddamn Super Bowl, not like,
Rah,
oh, I'm
rah,
looking
like
for,
a dungeon.
oh,
That's not gonna
not
work.
like,
That's not gonna work.
not like, not like
Look at
demon
me
shit,
now. Oh no,
demon shit
no.
spells, demon shit. Okay,
But
look,
that's the
I got
thing.
this for
Usher,
Kentucky
I don't
music.
see Usher
You
as
know
a
what I mean?
Bruno
Like,
Mars. You know what I'm saying? I don't see Usher as a Bruno Mars though. 'Cause Usher
bro,
is
they
a
both
different
R&B.
caliber.
Look, you
They
They
gotta
both
both
think. You gotta
R&B,
R&B.
but
think.
in
They
different
both
forms, different
R&B. What you mean?
times,
It's just a
in
different
You
different
style of
times,
R&B. It's a
different
you have
different
to
different
style of
time
think.
R&B.
zones.
It's a
Hold on. You
different.
gotta also think. It's not one culture.
Usher is
It's
a
everyone's
legend.
culture.
Usher
It's
is a
everyone's culture.
legend.
Who's gonna? Everyone got to enjoy the halftime show. That's why I was surprised when they did Dr. Dre and the game, and he didn't get in there. And then Snoop Dogg, and then they brought
No,
in
that was
Eminem
dope.
and
That
50
was
Cent.
dope.
Like cool, but you
That
gotta
was
appease
cool. I
everybody
fuck
with
with
that
that.
halftime show.
Yeah.
So Usher, I feel
Next,
like Usher can hit every race. You know what I mean? Like
next
Uh-huh.
year is
not
gonna
saying
be
it's the right
Taylor
thing.
Swift.
Oh hell no. Hell no.
She
Next year is
she
gonna
she
be
already
Taylor
No.
Swift.
she already, you know what I mean? Like we already had enough
Stigmatized.
of
She
Lady Gaga.
stigmatized.
We already
She
had enough
done.
of Lady
Stigmatized.
Gaga. So
Yeah.
I don't think like she got songs for certain people. I never really liked Taylor Swift as much. I'm not I'm not one of them people, but hey, I mean, it's business, so I just don't
Yeah.
think that's not gonna hit all communities. Everyone's not gonna feel that shit.
Well, I got a good question for y'all. I got a
What's
good
up?
question for y'all. Them, I got a good question for y'all. So let me tell you. Do you think uh s- do you think oh, damn I forgot about to say. Oh, the Saints had a tough go at it. Do you think they will be able to recoup their season, or would they be like the Jets and other teams who've had things to happen to their star players that's defining their season right now? What would y'all say about that?
Okay, just like the Cowboys, just like I mean, I think y'all in a worse position than the Jets because
Mm.
you gotta look at it. Um, Jameis Winston is more of a stat stuffer, but he'll get passing yards. He'll be good for fantasy. He'll be
But he
good
ain't
for
gonna score no
people's
fucking
career.
touchdown. That's the thing. He
But
ain't gonna score no
it's not
touchdown.
even
Nigga
that.
hold the
It's
ball
turn over
for
the
30
ball.
minutes. Yeah.
He for every touchdown he scored, he throwing two interceptions. So it's like you can't win with that type.
You
If he
gotta
can
hold
hone
your
his
breath.
craft and he can hold down turnovers, and but that's what he's known for. He known for turn. I mean he can lead the league in passing. Don't get it twisted. He gonna win some games, but I think I don't know. I think it is as long as Derek Carr out, I think you lose more games than you win.
Okay, Baltimore had a tough loss. How do they bounce back?
I mean, if people stop paying the damn refs, we'll be fine. We don't need to say refs as last week. That was bullshit. But our thing is injuries as well. But our thing is we got 7 starters out, so it's like every fucking game there's 2-3 people getting injured. Every damn game, everyone's basically questionable in a lot of spots. And it's if we can get over injuries and who we get back and what time. And right now, I feel like we still good. All right, we still good. We got some next up players. We just signed Kyle Van Noy. Y'all know who that is. To replace some of the defensive linemen and linebackers that we had with pass rushing and shit. But I think it's doable. It's still doable. The Saints are still doable, but there's a lot of factors you gotta put into teams, just like the Cowboys losing Michael
I
Parsons.
think they should just adjust.
I mean, not Michael Parsons, but
think they should
Trevon
just
Diggs.
adjust. Don't let Winston hold a load by himself. Let Taysom get a few plays in there where you don't have to. He don't have to do the option and run. Taysom can throw, even if it's mid. You don't want him to throw
I
deep.
got a question.
Let him throw mid.
I think y'all
Blend it
just
up,
need
mix
to
it up.
land heavy on the
Kamara's
run.
coming back this week. Kamara coming back this week, so I think they'll probably be all right. You know,
I got a question.
if he
We'll get
come
into
back
that.
playing strong, I know it's
What's
first
up, bro?
game.
All right,
Yeah.
let's look at it this way. Derek Carr was on the Raiders, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was he traded from the
They
Raiders, or what?
lost too.
Or his contract was just up?
He was traded.
He was traded. So then, I don't know. I feel like, and ever since then, the Raiders been doing good and better, right?
Debatable. Nah, they 1-2.
Yeah.
It's debatable.
It's debatable. Yeah.
They got Jimmy Garoppolo, but
The reason why I say that is because I feel like that the Raiders do away they toss away. So like, you know what I mean? And I think maybe.
Well, here I got a question.
All right.
I got a quick question. Who would you rather have as a quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo or Derek Carr? And that decision will
Jimmy
weigh
Garoppolo.
into. I'd rather have Derek Carr.
Well, I can see
So
that.
I can see they trade. You got to think about what they didn't have a quarterback. So basically, what the Saints will be going through is, if we didn't get Derek Carr, what would we do? That question reforms with the injury. That question comes back to
Now here's my
that
next
staff's
question.
mind.
Is this like the Panthers all over again?
Okay.
Around the time of
his injury
Newton?
is considered a strain. His injury is considered a strain. AC joint. It's week to week.
I say 3 to 5. He's gonna be out for 3 to 5.
Wait,
If he come back
AC
before
joint.
3 weeks,
So
he's
that-
not 100%.
That's his leg, right?
No, it's throwing arm.
No,
Oh shit.
no, it's it sprained his right AC joint, and it's considered week to week. And Allen did not rule Carr out for Sunday's game against Tampa Bay.
That
But
goes
the
down to the
team will be
question.
cautious with the quarterback, and it would be a surprise if he played.
That goes down to the question that Lyric had brought up, the topic that Lyric had brought up, and I had brought up last week with the injuries and playing players. That plays right into what we said last week. Is a 60% Derek Carr better than 100% Jameis Winston? That's the question you have to ask. How aggravating you think it,
Right.
when it's a quarterback, like running backs, you don't want to risk the legs, because you got to push piles, you got to push. With running backs, you got to keep your feet moving. With quarterbacks, you don't want to risk the arm. You don't want to risk the arm. And mobile quarterbacks is legs and arm, but any quarterback in the league, you want your arm to be good, because that's going to affect how you throw it. That's going to affect the velocity of how you get the ball to your receivers. That's going to affect, you know what I mean, your throws, and could lead to turnovers. I feel like maybe if it was me and he says he's good to play, I would play him for the first quarter and see how he does. I would really be looking at practice more. If he
Okay,
can't show up in
that makes sense.
practice, and you know what I mean, if he's not
Yeah.
looking right in practice, then no, I would not start him. But if he's looking like he's doing more than what Jameis Winston is doing in practice, then I would. If he can't practice, I would not risk putting him on the field, in my opinion. So if he doesn't practice, or if he's one of them players like, okay, you have to practice on the last day. Like Fridays, if you don't practice on Friday, then that's pretty much almost sometimes, because there's a lot of people that didn't practice Friday and still played in last week's games. But if you can't practice multiple practices, I think that you shouldn't take the risk, because you can bring
Well,
Derek Carr back at 100% and still catch. I mean, your division, not saying it's weak or nothing, but it's open. No one's in lock right now. It's all hearsay. There's no one that's like, yeah, that team, like the Dolphins right now, you can't really like their division. Yeah, you can say, hey, the Dolphins gonna win that shit. You know what I mean? Even if
hmm
they had injuries, it'd be questions. It'd be questions if injuries. But like y'all division at the beginning of the year, it wasn't like, yeah, this team guaranteed. Put your money on them. Put the money on the Bucks. Put the money on the Saints. Put your money on Panthers. Put your money on the Falcons. No one, you can't really say that. So I feel like to risk the whole season for one game when you can potentially lose him for the season if he aggravates the energy or he lands on it wrong during a sack, or even if you get roughing the passer and the other team knows it's a dirty game. What if they're like, hey, we can just take one penalty and hit his ass hard as fuck, he'll be out the game. That's
hmm
that old school mentality. Like, you don't want to take that risk.
Right, right.
So I would not start him. Depending on practice though. Like practice looks
Yeah,
straight.
I don't think they're gonna start him this week. I think they're gonna give 1 week to sit out and see if you know
Now, if y'all was
they'll
1-2
watch
or
him
you
in
was
practice and
0-3, if you
yeah,
was 0-3, yeah, but you're 2-1. You can give up one game. You
right.
can go 2-2 and still have a good season. You know what I'm saying? Still be in contention. So I wouldn't, like a Joe Burrow situation, I wouldn't do what the Bengals is doing with Joe Burrow and his injury. I wouldn't do that. Not to talk shit. Like, I know it's different
Well, they won this week.
division.
They won this week, so they made the right
Yeah, but
decision.
it's still risk. The risk paid off. What if it
Yeah,
didn't? Just because it worked for
right,
them don't mean it worked for you. So I
right.
just wouldn't, in my opinion. I just would not. I wouldn't risk. Derek Carr's a little older too, so you got to think like he gonna need more time to recoup. He gonna need more
Well,
time to do his thing. So I just wouldn't risk it. If it was me, if I was in there, I was like, nah, we don't need to do that right now. If we needed to, if we was like 4-6 and we trying to get those games, yeah, you gonna have to risk it. You're getting paid all this money. We gonna need you to play if you can play. But right now, I would probably just be like, look, I hate to sit you out. I'll probably start Jameis Winston. And if he's not doing what we need him to do by halftime, Derek Carr say he ready to go, that's the situation I would do. Like, okay, you really think you ready to go? We gonna trust you. We gonna trust
hmm
you. But other than that, I'm leaning towards hell no. I wouldn't start that, man. I wouldn't do that shit.
yeah, I don't think they're gonna start him. I think they're gonna watch him in practice. Probably like you said, if they do bring him in, it'll be late game. It's gonna be out of necessity more than want, and hopefully they come up with a strategy for the game. Like I said, I think
Y'all
they
got a
should
tough
start.
game too.
Like I said, I think they should start Taysom. I always felt like Taysom should have been the starter quarterback because of how versatile he is. But
But the deep ball
but you
for
know,
Taysom is the problem.
yeah. But if they would have focused on that instead of trying to use all his talents when he came out as a rookie and focused on his throwing first, you know what I'm saying? Then that
Could
shit
be a
would have
different
been.
story.
Yeah, they was too busy worrying about the shit, putting them in other slots and other positions. I understand not being boxed in, but you got to make sure you sharpen all your tools. You can't cook with dull knives. You got to make sure all of them motherfuckers sharp.
Facts. Well, I'm gonna kick off this week, so we getting into a lot of explaining other games. I want to see about these other games, and we'll come back to this topic when we get. Because spoiler alert, it's a good ass game that y'all got this week, so it might be one of those moments. It's a divisional game, and it might be one of the moments where you might have to call on them. But we'll get back to that
And I'm in
topic.
the lead right now. And I'm in the lead right now. I'm
Yeah,
king.
with 2 wins.
King
I
prediction.
was humble last week. You don't have to be humble. You don't have to be humble. I feel good
No,
about
I'm
my picks
humble.
this week. I'm just gonna say
I
that.
know. I thought that's what I heard you say that I had once. Because I ain't seen them
Yeah,
when you said it.
29. You got
So,
29. I got
okay.
27, and Lyric got 24 wins on the season prediction wise. Right after
Okay.
last week, I have week 1 we tied. Me and Lyric. Week 2 I took the lead, and then week 3 you got the lead. But there's a lot of games, a lot more for the season, so we'll get into talking about that. All right, so first game. Remember, for those who don't know, the second team I name is the home team. So the Lions are 2-1. Detroit Lions 2-1, and the Packers are at home 2-1. This game right here, for the first time in this season, I'm gonna have to go with the Lions. I'm not going. I'm not on the love train. I know bro gonna say what he say, but I'm just not going with him. I don't see what he see. I'm like, nah, I'm good. The Colts, I can see like, okay, yeah, bro might have a little. You know what I mean, they got the best rookie of the year, so I think he'll get rookie of the year, offensively this year. But we talking about the
I'm
Lions and the
going for the
Packers. I'm gonna go
Colts.
with Detroit. No, it's the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers, bro.
Oh, the Lions and the Packers. Oh no, I'm going for the Packers. Yeah, there we go.
My first game of the week. Uh, the Packers. Surprised me last week. Detroit did what I thought Detroit was gonna do. Um, this week I'm giving it to Detroit. I'm gonna give it to Detroit, but I don't feel like I feel like the Packers still got a good shot at putting on because they are at home. But I'm gonna say Detroit gonna take this. This what a roll in for what's his name? The
Jordan
young
Love.
fellow. Yeah, Love.
All right. Well, I almost had that for game of the week, but I didn't. We're gonna go to the second game. um, it's the Atlanta Falcons, 2-1, going to the Jaguars, Jacksonville Jaguars, 1-2, and I went with the Atlanta Falcons again. You already know I went with the Dirty Birds. I had to. Uh, I went off with what I know. Yeah, they didn't have a good game last week, but I feel like the Jags been struggling too. This is gonna be a good game, but I went with the Falcons. I was like, shit, I gotta go with the Falcons. They only let me down once. I'm 2-1 with the Falcons, just like their record. So I'm gonna keep riding with them. Like everyone's got their little other favorite team. So I'm going with
Yeah,
them.
Man,
I'm gonna say the Jaguars.
I ain't got.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the Jaguars. I feel like that the wide receiver, like this is gonna be a passing game. This is gonna be a good ass game right here.
Hey, that's
This
cool.
is like
Y'all always leave me on my own with the Falcons. I'll take it. I already know you ain't going with the Falcons, Hawkeye, but go ahead. Say it for the people.
Dirty Birds lost last week. I told you they're gonna get their ass whooped. I would never go for the Dirty Birds. I don't give a shit.
Look, y'all want to make that joke
Yeah, like
about
I said,
shitting on the Browns, but y'all have not picked the Falcons this whole year. So I'm just pointing that out. If anyone's shitting on anybody, it's y'all two
no
and shitting
Falcons.
on them Atlanta Falcons.
Fuck
that's how I
them
felt
Dirty
about the damn
Birds.
Colts, bro.
But I
You're right. I
do
don't go for the
say,
Colts because it's a hate. It's a history behind that. It's a
it's a
history.
That's
good
It's
how,
a
game. It's gonna be a
rivalry.
good game.
but
But
that's how I
I
feel.
ain't going for the Dirty Birds.
I
I'm
mean, if
going
you're a
for
true
the
Ravens
Jaguars.
fan, you already know the soft spot that the Colts and the Steelers and certain teams bring. Patriots, there's a hate there. There's a hate.
I know. I'm just saying that's how I feel about the Atlanta.
That was you. You've
It's
been
a
on the
hate
Colts
there.
train so hard. But speaking of the Colts, it's the L.A. Rams 1-2 going against the Colts at home 2-1, and I went with the Rams. I'm going with the upset here. And fuck the Colts. I'm going with the upset. Hey, oh my bad. I ain't see you there, bro. I was like, hey, the dog barking. I'm about to defend myself.
Yeah, I'm going for the Colts.
Yeah, I already knew you was going for the Colts, but I'm going with the Rams. So Hawk Life got to play tiebreaker here.
Colts and the Rams. Colts and the Rams. Rams got Matt Stafford.
Yep, Colts got Anthony Richardson.
Ah, okay. Colts won the last game. Kind of surprised me a little bit. Rams
Rams are
lost like I knew
1-2.
they would.
Colts are 2-1.
I'm gonna go in this one. I think it's gonna be a a good matchup. I think probably a defensive matchup, but a good offensive matchup as well. This wasn't my game of the week, but I will say I'm gonna damn. Colts been real tough at home. When they play at home, they play real solid. It's a different Colts team. I'm this might be crazy, but when I went into debating this one, I was thinking in my head, Colts. But I'm gonna take the Rams to take this one at home.
The Rams are away.
Oh shit.
The Colts are at home.
Shit. Shit. Shit.
And
Well, in that case,
we're gonna have to pull a lyric with you.
in that case, I gotta give it to the Colts this week.
Okay, well, just like I pointed out. Hold on. Just like I said, hold on, bro. Shut the fuck up. Hold on. You got to give me another answer. Who are you going with? You got to lock it in because you done switched up. This is your lock in.
Okay, well,
who are you locking in? Rams are 1-2. Colts are 2-1. Colts are at home. You done named both of them, so I got to get a lock in.
Well, you know how I feel about home teams and the home field advantage. And I like how the Colts played last week. The Rams been on the losing streak. I think they're gonna figure that part out. But it's gonna be a shootout both ways. Just a tough one to call, but I'm going with the Colts at home.
All right, we're gonna lie. Now, my first game of the week for this week is the Ravens 2-1 going to the Browns at home 2-1 divisional matchup. It's gonna be crazy, and I went with the Ravens, of course. You know what I mean? I went with the Ravens. I still believe in my boys. I'm gonna have to back them up. The Browns showed a little bit, but they show where their weakness is at. Just like we know injuries is our weakness right now, but the Browns, it's gonna be a tough matchup. It's gonna be a tough ass matchup. But I go with the Ravens, of course.
Ravens all day. You already know. That's what I'm going for.
My game of my second game of the week. This is gonna be an interesting one. The Ravens coming off a loss. I think they lost by 10. I could be wrong.
Yeah, we lost by overtime field goal.
Okay, yeah, overtime field goal.
Fuck the refs.
Too bad of a game.
Yeah, it was a bad game because them fucking refs don't know how to call shit. But I digress.
Fuck the refs. We've been saying that for years. When they robbed us out another return, we said that. Fuck them then. But and that was so blatant. And then they can't change the shit. They gonna lose money. Who the fuck already? This how you know the games was rigged. Who the fuck has the fucking know who gonna be in the Super Bowl before the game over? How the fuck you can't change?
Well, this ain't after the call, I guess, but it is what it is. We moving on. It's a season game. You can't do nothing.
We ain't never move on. Fuck the damn.
You should have won by more. I'm just saying, you should have won by more. You should have not put it in question. So you can blame the refs as much as you can blame your team too. That's why I'm saying, like, we just gonna move on.
No. That was on camera.
Yeah, our shit was on camera. They missed 2 calls.
I know. The refs was looking right at the motherfucker like, I know you're not color,
but you also got to think there's other calls that. All right, so when you're a referee and you miss a call on the other team, sometimes they let a call go because they didn't call one on the other team. So, but it's more intricate moments of the game where this is like a game determined. You don't let a call go. Yeah, but it's depending on the refs. You play basketball. We don't let them play rough tonight. We're not gonna call pass interferences as much. You got to turn. You got to turn the body to where we have to call it. So as long as they get away with a lot, it's all about angles, to the refs. Even Deion Sanders told his secrets. Like I knew the ref couldn't see me if I'm on the 30-yard line, and I'm in the press. I know the ref can't see me. Hold him for 3 seconds and then let go. You know what I mean? There's certain things you gotta know as a player that the refs can't see, and there's certain things that it's just blatant. Like you said, it's like, hey, you should have called that. But I mean, we can blame
Yeah,
the
that
refs
was
for
more
every
that
loss.
situation.
Like we can,
Nah,
but
we can.
we can also blame the team because the team should have not put it in question. They should have did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
Opportunities. You gotta cash out on opportunities.
Look, I'm high, so I'm not yawning. I'm high. With that being said, though, my pick for this week, I ain't gonna lie, Cleveland was looking good last week. I ain't gonna lie. I told y'all Cleveland was coming smoking shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Don't
And they might be smoking on the
shit
this
on the
week.
Browns.
I don't know.
Don't
So
you
I'm
shit
going
on the
Cleveland.
Browns.
Nah, you go. You go ahead.
I'm going
You can go with
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
I'm going Cleveland.
All right. It don't matter. I'm gonna get you back later. All right. The next game. This was almost my worst game of the week. I've been doing the worst game, the number one worst game. But there's another game that I think is gonna be even more of a shit show. But this is also a shit show. It's the Vikings that's 0-3 going to the Panthers at home 0-3. I went with the Vikings. They've been letting me down a lot, but I was like, this is the game you got to show. Kirk Cousins got to do his thing. I don't believe in the rookie in Carolina. So, plus, I got one of the teams I don't like, Carolina, but I really feel like they're going to lose this game. So, I went with the Vikings.
Chief, surprised to say you did this with them last week with two teams that was on losing streak. And you choose them as your game of the week. Now that's why I was surprised you didn't choose this one as your game of the week. But I didn't choose it neither. But I do think because both teams trying to get their feet wet, they both needing to win. Somebody coming out with the dub, even though it's been a tough goal for both teams. Carolina at home. But I think Minnesota got more weapons. They get together. Minnesota can pull this one out. Yeah, I'm gonna say Minnesota. I don't believe in Carolina. They gotta make me believe.
Both of these teams got to make you believe. It's the week to make
Really,
you believe. Show something. Show something now.
Right.
Because y'all both playing like shit. Y'all both ain't getting the dubs. Y'all both not getting the win. Y'all, you might have some good things to talk about, but it's the time to do it now.
You know what? I'm gonna go for the Panthers, and I'm only saying this because I feel like it probably will gonna be a good game, but I feel like that the Panthers is gonna win by a field goal. That's it.
I say Vikings win by 10, 20-10. If I had to go for a scoring, if we going by scoring, I say 20-10. It's going Justin Jefferson is going to be the factor in that game. Next game, you got the how Lyric would say the Bengals at 1-2 against the Titans who are 1-2. I picked the Titans. I've been rocking with them a little bit. They've been letting me down, but it's another one of those. Y'all both 1-2, and I just can't get behind Joe Burrow knowing he injured. You know what I'm saying? So I went with the Titans. If these dogs don't leave me alone out here, I'm gonna kick one of these motherfuckers in their face. Side note.
I'm going for the Titans as well because I hate Joe Burrow. So
we went through this last week. He said the same thing. He said, I can't go behind Joe Burrow because he injured, and they turn around and won the damn game. I must say, you know, I'm a Jamar Chase fan. Burrow's okay, but I like Jamar Chase. I think the Saints should have picked him up when they had a chance. He's a dope receiver. But let me say this. Cincinnati had the win last week. They in their fields. They're getting together. Been having a little bit of a spiral. I don't know if they win last week. Anyhow, but they got a solid team too. I just don't think they got enough to beat Cincinnati this week. So I'm going Cincinnati.
I think the Bengals defense folds. All right, now it's time to get back at Talk Life. Now it's time to talk my shit because this is my second game of the week, and I feel like Tampa Bay Bucks 2-1 going against the Saints at home at 2-1, and I think the Bucks gonna be smoking on that Saints pack this week. I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay. I picked them to win the division, and especially when you see blood in the water, and you know they some pirates over there. They got the whole pirate ship and all that shit out there. They gonna go ahead and kill. They're gonna be on kill mode. They got the chance to take a division win. I think they're gonna take. They're gonna show the Saints what's up. End of the message.
Oh man! But let me say this first of all. I think Tampa Bay got a rookie quarterback. I'm not sure what quarterback is.
No, they got Baker Mayfield.
Okay, they got Mayfield from Cleveland. That Mayfield.
Yeah.
That wasn't that good in Cleveland. That Mayfield. Okay.
What do you mean? You led them to playoffs? That's arguable.
I will say this though. I will say this. You know, of course, I don't like Tampa. I don't like nobody in the South Division. But when it comes down to the Saints, you know that. But I will say this: they've been a foe for these last couple of years. But I will say this: if Winston starts, if they can come up with a good game plan and he can get it together and get some touchdowns in, and not just completions, the Saints can beat Tampa. Do I think Saints got the top 5 defense in the league? Tampa not about to just do what they want, but it's up to the offense to help. You know what I'm saying? The defense gonna hold their own. It's up to now. Yes, true. They blew an 18-point lead, but they 17-point lead, but they blew it because Cup got hurt. There's a difference. They had to adjust on the fly. The defense. All
right, J man. Yeah, it hit different. It hit different. That's what you say.
It hit different. Shout out to Fonam. But yeah, Chicago be saying it hit different. Yeah, it hit different. J-Man, yeah, it hit different.
All right, I'm gonna let Lyric. Who you got? I know he got the Saints. Who you got in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, New Orleans Saints at home? They both 2-1. And then I got a comment for this game. Buccaneers. All right. My comment is the Buccaneers got a better offense. Saints got a better defense. That's why I gave it game of the week.
That was my game of the week too. That was my third.
I feel like your third, yeah. I feel like it's gonna come down to the other side of the ball. What can your weakness do? It's gonna come down to if the New Orleans Saints offense can get it working, or can the Buccaneers defense get it working? And I think the Buccaneers defense have a better chance than the Saints offense in figuring things out this week. That's why I went with the Bucs. And that was before I knew about the injury. I missed that one. I ain't gonna lie. So now with the injury, I feel a little bit more like, oh, it's more that you got to prove. So, like, they already proved they can win, but now it's like you got the card stacked against you, just like the Ravens do with all their injuries. It's like you got your card stacked against you. And when I give a game of the week, that just means either team can really win. That's why I look at the game of weeks. That's why I gave the 2-0 on 2 teams last week the game of the week, because I felt like it was a toss-up. That's why I called it a toss-up game in the beginning. It's a toss-up game. Either one of these teams can win. And I even gave game of the week to the Colts last week. I knew it was a toss-up game. I knew it was a game that's not set in stone. So that's the reason why I gave this my second game of the week, because either team can win. I wouldn't expect, like, it's not going to shock me if the Saints win in the game of the week. If it's the game of the week, it's supposed to be like these two teams gonna battle it, and you don't know who gonna win. It's gonna be entertaining. This is the game of the week. So that's exactly why I went with those. With that as my second game of the week for those reasons. But the next game is still my third game of the week. The Miami Dolphins 3-0 going against the Buffalo Bills 2-1. I think they're not going to be able to do what they did last week, but I still feel like the Dolphins is going to win. Not because I don't like Josh Allen. It's still a toss-up game. It's a game of the week. So I went with the Dolphins, best offense in the league. So the Bills and Josh Allen been struggling a little bit. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm going for the Dolphins as well. I mean, yeah, that's no brainer at this point. It's gonna be a good. It's gonna be a good game, but I feel like Dolphins gonna really have the upper hand on the offense, definitely.
Like I
So
said, with my game of the weeks, I look at it as either team could really win. So I still feel like the Bills could upset, but I just feel like the Dolphins momentum. It's momentum from them right now. They healthy. They got everybody. Um, Josh Allen had his struggles in certain games, and last week you can't say Dolphins did anything wrong, but it's not going to be a perfect game. It's not going to be a perfect game this week, but I still go with the Dolphins as well.
Um, Dolphins been looking really, really good this week. I told people that Dolphins having a special season. The rookie had a come out game. Man, look, right now it's gonna be tough to beat the Dolphins. It's looking like Dolphins, Eagles right now. Super Bowl type shit. It's looking crazy right now. Right now,
You would
I
need a
would
top
say
10. You would need a top five offense. I mean defense to beat that number one offense at least to
right,
give you a chance.
right. Right, so I'm definitely giving the Dolphins this week, man. I feel like they're gonna keep the streak alive.
All right, this next game is my worst game of the week. It's the
And that
worst
was my
game of the week.
fourth game of the week. I'm sorry.
All right, that was my third game of the week, but this is gonna be the worst game of the week. These two teams that I'm about to name right here, they're basically fighting for who got the worst defense. But that one of these teams got to win, so it's going to be a shit show. It might turn into something, but I feel like it's just the game that everybody's sleeping on, the game that no one's going to want to watch unless you're a fan. It's the Broncos 0-3 going against the Bears 0-3, and I've been going with the Broncos. I've been trying to give them a case this year, but I pulled a hawk life on this one. I went for the home team just because it's so. These two defenses are so
so you going for the Bears?
lackluster. I went with the Chicago Bears. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm
I
going.
went with the
I'm going for
Chicago
the
Bears.
Broncos. I'm going for the Broncos, bro.
It seems like
Let me say this.
offense and defense just.
All I all I gotta say is 70 points. 70
Yeah.
points. Don't tell me shit about them damn Broncos. 70 points. Peyton, that's what the fuck you get. Now, with that being said, unfortunately, that don't mean they're gonna come out playing that way this week, right? This shit happens.
Yeah, they're gonna
But
be mad. They're gonna be motivated.
I
They're
think
gonna
I'm be
win.
motivated.
Okay.
I feel like Josh Field in Chicago, they're at home. Depending on what the weather like out there, if it was a cold day and it was snow out in Chicago, I would say it'd be uphill battle for Denver. But then again, they might can take it because Colorado and the shit. So I figured they can maintain that turbulence. But this is a tough one to call because, like he said, both of them got shitty defenses.
Hey, the Chiefs
Uh,
scored 41 on the Bears.
and the Chiefs go
The Bears
41.
only
Like,
scored
I
10
don't know.
points, and the Broncos
It
only
might be
scored
a
20.
shootout.
So,
Wherever
Yeah,
defense take that nigga to come out swinging, that's gonna that's gonna this the one
I,
that's gonna shock everybody. I feel gonna be a high score game, gonna fuck you up because somebody defense gonna step up. So
I
I
feel like I
feel
feel
like
like I feel like that the Broncos got their ass whooped the worst out of the whole league so far
so
by
they really
70 points.
improved.
So I feel like that it's like this. The first time, shame on me. Second time, all right,
didn't you just
shame
go with
on
the
me.
Broncos though?
Yeah.
Why do you always do this? You make the case for you like a safety net. Like I picked the Broncos, but they're gonna get shitted on.
Like I said, it's a
Well, I
tough one to
mean,
call. It's really
honestly, I
about
mean,
what defense gonna
the
step up.
Broncos gonna win it. They gonna win it. They ain't
Uh,
gonna get shit
like
on
I said, I
again.
didn't seen
They get they got shit on last week by 70 points, bro. Hell nah, bro. Don't them niggas in the locker room. Bro, let me tell you something. When Baltimore Ravens whooped the shit out the fucking Miami Dolphins, let me tell you something, bro. Everybody in the Miami Dolphins in the locker room was about to quit. They didn't do that. We ain't hear nothing about nothing that happened in the locker room. So trust me, they gonna win next week. They ain't pull the fucking Dolphins. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, the Dolphins whooped the shit out of them. Don't get me wrong. They had to. You all know why? Because they was the most leading score in NFL history. So the Dolphins wanted to blow off some steam about what the Ravens did to their bitch ass. So they took it out on their Broncos. Good
No,
job,
Tua.
Dolphins. You know what I mean?
Sean
I
Payton
got to
said
salute
Tua
y'all because that's still
shouldn't have been
that's
a starter in the league, so he took it out on Sean Payton. Showed him why he
yeah.
was
Yeah,
a
I feel
starter.
like like I said, it's a hard one, man. But I
I'm
would
just
say
saying.
Denver gonna have some the most to prove, and I feel like Dallas, Chicago searching for a win. So I feel like
Yeah.
both teams, both defense gonna come out with the fight in them. It's gonna come down to who. And the only reason I'm leading towards Chicago is because Chicago at home. But I
I
wouldn't
knew
be
you was gonna put that.
surprised
That's
if
all right.
Denver.
That's all right. I
Yeah, I
want
wouldn't
y'all
be
to.
surprised
I
if
I
Denver
want
take
this
the
by
W.
myself. Because when this does happen next week, and when the
I ain't losing
goddamn
no
fucking
sleep.
Broncos win, when they goddamn win, I'm gonna look at
Fuck
y'all and be
Sean
like,
Payton.
see, if you
And
get
guess what
your
I'm gonna
ass
say?
whooped,
Guess what
you
I'm gonna
get
say?
back up.
Look, they let me down multiple times. I tried to make a case earlier in the season for the Broncos, and they've let me down every time I tried to make a case for them. So I'm not doing it this time. I didn't go with the Bears. I've been shitting on the Bears every game. So I went down to they at home. Yeah, they both get shitted on defense, but I went with the Bears because the Broncos let me down. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm not gonna keep look, like you said earlier, I'm not gonna keep putting my hand on the pot and learning the same lesson over and over again. So I'm not touching that pot this week. I'm not touching that stove. I'm go with the Bears, and I'll lay with that. You know what I mean? I'll stand on my shit. They lose, whatever. But my thing is, I learned my lesson with the Broncos.
Mm.
Okay, well, I see that. All right, what's
So
next
I done
game?
took L's on them. So I gotta, if I'm gonna give someone a chance, I'm gonna give the Bears a chance. I ain't go with them. I'm gonna have to go with them. All right, so the next game is my fourth game of the week. It's the Commanders, 2-1, with a hell of a good defense going against the Eagles, 3-0, with a hell of a good offense. And usually I go for defense, but I know I lost with the Commanders last week. Cool, whatever. But I'm going with the Eagles. They at home. They 3-0. They doing their thing. They looking like the top team in the NFC right now. So I'm going with
Yeah,
the
the
Eagles.
Eagles. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm going for the
Oh,
Eagles.
you're
You know,
Commandos? You going with the Eagles? Okay, cool.
I mean, the Commandos not. I mean, man. Yeah, man.
I'm just
I
talking
think.
shit.
I think this might be the end of the Commandos. You know what I mean? Pause. But you know what I mean? Shit, like they ain't about to win that one. I don't think anyway. Nah. Yeah,
Good
I'm going for the
game.
Eagles.
Good game, man. Good game. I think it's gonna be a solid game right here. Um, this wasn't my fifth game of the week, but I would say it's gonna be a good game. But the Eagles definitely gonna take this one. They've been on the stride, but I know Washington coming to play, so this gonna be
Yeah, they
another
got
one
that
where the
defense.
fans win. I feel like they
All
got
right.
some matchups this week. The fans gonna be the winners of. It's gonna be some good
Yeah, a
games.
lot of teams. There's a lot of teams with the same record facing each other. It's good. It's a good week for football. The next game is the Shitlers. I mean, the Steelers, 2-1 versus the Texans, 1-2 at home. I'm going with the Texans for the upset. Um, I feel like they're gonna win that game. I'm gonna go with the Texans. I can't. They gonna have to. They have to be really, really like show me or play a team that I know they're gonna beat. And I just don't know if they're gonna beat the Texans. Uh, I don't like the Steelers. They my Falcons in my division. I don't like them, for the Saints. So I don't like the Steelers, and I feel wrong if I say the Steelers. I'm not gonna go for the
Yeah, I'm going.
Steelers.
I agree. Yeah, the Steelers. Yeah, Texans. So
Are you sure? Because you said
yeah, I'm
if you pick
positive.
the Texans, then
Yeah,
you got to pick the Cowboys to lose with your math that you've been doing this season. But okay, all right, you're going with the
yeah,
Texans. I mean,
yeah. That's how you know that the Cowboys gonna lose again.
we're gonna get to that. But all right, we both picked the Texans. Who you got, Hawk? Steelers, Texans.
See, scissors, right? The goddamn cap. Now they know Texas ass is hell this year. I'm going for the Steelers. You know what's going down.
What the
Steelers
fuck is you
gonna
say?
bring the action.
He going for the
Cut.
Steelers. You said something. Then you might need to go ahead and use the damn scissors there and cut the crap because you already know that the Steelers are gonna win against no damn Texas, man. Go ahead and
Hey,
use the
I
scissors
can
and
say
cut
the
the
same
crap.
thing. I can say the same thing about you and them Falcons. Cut the cap on that damn Jags game. Cut the damn cap. But all right, you
Hey,
going with
look,
the
man.
Steelers? That's
I'm just
cool.
saying. I'm just saying
Damn.
though. You know what I mean?
The next game. The Raiders are 1-2, going to play the Chargers at home. 1-2. Y'all know I do not like Justin Herbert. You know I don't like Justin Herbert. But for the first time this season, I got to do the same thing I did for the Broncos. I've been sticking up for the Raiders, and they've been letting me down a little bit. They've been letting me down. Of course, you know what I mean? Especially when they play, who they play last week? My bad. Let me look at my little. They played the Steelers last week and didn't do the job for me. And so I
Mm,
went with the Chargers. I think the Chargers are going to win at home.
mm.
I like the Raiders. I would love to believe in them, but I'm going with the Chargers. So for the first time, I'm gonna say I'm charged up this week.
Mm.
Just like bro been saying for the last couple times he picked the Chargers, I'm gonna join that Charger. I'm making my phone charge this week because
Yeah,
I
like
ain't going with
support,
the
bro.
Raiders.
Yeah, you know what I mean. After I realized that Derek Carr wasn't on there, I'm like, yeah,
But they got
yeah,
Jimmy Garoppolo, the one that you said you would take over Derek Carr.
yeah.
So
They
your
do
point,
too.
you kind of wishy washy on your logic a little bit. I'm gonna point it out
They
because
do.
if you feel
You
like he
see,
better
here's
than
the
Derek
thing.
Carr,
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You see, in my book and in my ruling and measurement and scale and everything, you know what I mean? Like,
scale broken. You need to go get a new one.
no. It like for so many years, the Raiders been trying to get on top, to be good like how they used to be. And don't get me wrong, Raiders is one of my, other favorite teams. You know what I mean? I would like to see that. And I feel like that this could be the beginning era of that. You know.
Mm.
Then again, it could not be. It could be another fail, another attempt to fail. But it's just ouch. Fuck. It's just that these games, man, last couple of weeks, these games that Raiders have put on for me is not really giving me that like that 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 fucking like it's like the
Same
hype
with the
is just
Chargers, but
still not
they
there.
both 1-2.
Yeah.
So who
And
you got though? You didn't say who you got.
I know I didn't. I was getting to that. Oh shit. Chargers. Fuck it. I might go for the Chargers.
Oh, oh.
Dum 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 dum. Nah, I feel Oakland has been letting me down too. I think I picked them last week and they lost. I feel like they got some things they need to figure out over there. So they might take another L this week. Chargers at home. You know how I feel about home's teams. Chargers made me a kind of a believer last week in their gameplay. Uh, so yeah, I'm giving it to the Chargers this week at home.
All right. The next game. I think this game is just we all know who we going for. The Arizona Cardinals 1-2 versus the 49ers 3-0. I'm going with the 49ers defense. Hey, 49ers 3-0. You can and they're at home. I don't think the Cardinals got what it takes. They showed that they can win last week. Don't get me wrong. They had a good ass game, but that's one game. I got 3 games and 3 reasons that the 49ers I feel like is better. First off, Brock Purdy's better than Joshua Dobbs. Second off, the defense of the Chargers is better. And third off, offensive weapons. Those are my 3 reasons. So I went with 49ers.
Mm. My daddy'll kill me if I go in any other direction. So I ain't doing no flexing. The 49 gonna take this one. Yeah, there go. But I will say, Arizona riding the high from last week beating the Cowboys, who were 2-0. So they're riding a little high off that game. But they're gonna come in with a little momentum. But I just think the 49 will be too much for them. But don't sleep on Arizona because they put everybody on notice after that game. They're on.
I don't think so. Trayvon Diggs went out and they didn't have a game plan for the defense, knowing that he was going to be out. I think we're going to get to the Cowboys next, but I just feel like that's what played into that game. They didn't know what to do on defense without Trayvon Diggs. So, yeah. I think the Cardinals just had an injury that they, on the other team, that had openings for them. They knew they can attack two DBs instead of just one, because if you got Stephon Gilmore and Trayvon Diggs, you're going to go to that slot defensive back or linebacker who's covering the slot, and you're going to attack them. Now, without Trayvon Diggs, you got the outside corner and the slot corner or linebackers covering to attack. So it's more weak spots in the defense that the Cowboys are going to have to figure out with more zone and stop running man so much. So I think they're going to make some different things, but that's what the Arizona Cardinals showed off. They showed Dallas what they got to do without Trayvon Diggs to be successful, and if they can, they can't. That's just what it is. But yeah, who you got, Lyric? Cardinals, 49ers. 49ers at home. Cardinals 1-2. 49ers 3-0. You going with an upset, or you just like 49ers too?
You said the Cardinals and the 49ers, right? And the 49ers,
Cardinals.
Right?
Yeah, now home.
Yeah, 49ers. Yeah.
All right. The next game, the Patriots 1-2 versus the Cowboys at home 2-1. This is my last game of the week, the fifth game of the week.
Patriots.
You. All right, cool. You got the Patriots. I hate the Patriots, and I'm not going for them. I mean, I respect the team. You know what I mean? Like what they're doing. I'm going for the Cowboys
too.
You just hate the Cowboys. I know you're a Cowboy hater. That's fine, but I'm going with the Cowboys. I feel like they can figure out things without Trayvon Diggs. Figure out things in practice, but I don't think the Pats showed me enough that they can exploit the Dallas Cowboys to a point. They're not good at the run game, run defense. That's what the Cowboys lean on, running the ball. So, and they're at home. So I'm like, hey, I'm going with the Cowboys. But it is a game of the week, so it is a toss-up. That's why I'm saying, like, I can see the Pats winning. I can see where they can win. But if they going to do what they need to do to win, because you can see how you can win, but when you get on that field, it's totally different. You got to execute. I don't think they're going to execute, so I went with Dallas.
My last game of the week. I think this is going to be a good matchup. I mean, they got Mac Jones over there in New England. I think he play pretty well when he on, when he off, he off. You know, he's still figuring his way around the NFL, around the playbook, around movements on the field. But he been having good showings. He's a consistent player, consistent quarterback. The Cowboys, they did lose to Arizona last week, but I feel like they shake back this week. This their shake back week. So I'm going to Cowboys at home.
All right, next game. The Chiefs are 2-1.
Yeah, y'all tripping.
You will see about that. You were right last week, but hey, every dog gets his day. The Chiefs are 2-1 versus the Jets at home that are 1-2, and I went with, for the first time, I went with the Chiefs. I was like, okay, the Chiefs. It's gonna be a good game, almost game of the week for me. I almost went with the Jets, but I just feel like they really missing Aaron Rodgers a little bit.
I'm going for the Jets.
That's fine. You go for the damn Jets. I don't give a fuck. You better take off out of here. Get out the airport. I don't care.
I feel like that's just like the Cowboys and the Texans situations. Like both teams just cannot win, bro. It's just one thing. Just where one the other guy loses, bro.
Well, I feel like the Chiefs, they got Chris Jones back. They got, you know what I mean, they're looking better with Travis Kelce being there. And I think Chiefs going to jump back on being talked about as one of the top teams, even though they've been talked about as one of the top teams, even with their loss. But hey, I think they're figuring things out. I think the Jets, they thought they were so good and they were good and they got a great defense. Don't get me wrong. So it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. But at the same time, Patrick Mahomes is just unpredictable. You don't know what he's going to do. So if you're staying into a structured defense, which the Jets don't have too many players that's like, I'm going to play risky. And if you're playing a structured defense, I feel like he can expose that. So I went with the Chiefs. I ain't going to lie.
Well, y'all know I'm a homie. Is every episode to keep y'all reminded. But it's a Chiefs versus the Jets. This one a tough one to call because I like both teams because I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan as well. Like I said,
he ain't in the game. They won't bring that shit up.
But he got hurt. He come in with the one shooter quitter, and he was out for the season. Unfortunately, quick recovery to him.
Yeah, I got 2 topics after this last game, and that's one of the topics. I'll get to it later, though. Go ahead.
And also, the Chiefs, like I said, I'm on my homie. I feel like they're going to get it together. It's not even much a biased judging because if I felt like the other team was going to win, I would have said the other team going to win. I don't think the Jets going to do enough to hold the Chiefs. I don't think they're going to be able to contain Mahomes. You got Kelsey back. With Kelsey being back, it's going to be hard to contain him. He can get out that pocket and he'll have somebody to throw it to quick. They're solid. Kelsey over there getting that Taylor Swift pussy, so he definitely gonna come out playing like he done lost his damn mind.
That Taylor Swift pussy. He flies over here.
Yeah, he gotta come out hard. He got his busted baby. He gotta come out hard. He need to pedal to the floor.
That's what he need to do. That weird ass top mustache.
Yeah, he do need to shave that shit. He look like he working a pizza parlor with that fucking mustache.
His game's gonna be off.
Nah, he look like. Do you know why I pulled you over this evening?
You was speeding in the head. You was
so
going 45.
Went with the Chiefs. I went with the Chiefs. Lyric went with the Jets. Last game of the schedule, the Seahawks 2-1 go against the Giants at home 1-2, and I've been telling y'all about these Seahawks and Geno. I'm going with the Seahawks too. I'm going with the Seahawks. Giants, yeah, they got to prove it to me, but I'm going with the Seahawks. I ain't gonna lie. It's on you, Hawk. We both got Seahawks.
Geno down all season. I ain't going against. Told y'all. I told y'all.
I was the first person to bring up the G-Hawks.
But let me tell y'all the backstory about Seattle. Growing up, I played park ball. When I started playing football, we was playing pitch up tackle, no equipment, no nothing. But we started playing park ball. And our uniform, our coach was from Seattle. The person who used to own the park ball, who used to play, he was from Seattle. So our uniforms was Seattle. Using Park.
That's why you're Hawk like.
See, that name transcends a lot of things. A lot of people don't know it transcends the hairstyle. I like the way it transcends history and my background. So the Hawk got different meanings. But like I said, Geno ain't been letting me down. He been having a much better year this year than he had last year. They looking good. Seattle looking like potential playoff contenders in the season. I ain't gonna jump the gun on no teams. But yeah, I got Seattle.
All right, so I got 2 hot topics for this week. And we gonna call them hot topics. I'm gonna usually do 3, but I think these 2 is gonna take up some time. The first one that I want to go over, it might be a little late, but I didn't want to bring it up. But everyone seems to be talking about this topic a lot. Do you think Aaron Rodgers faked his injury? Because they're pointing out that he stood up on the field, didn't take a step, and he sat back down. But I'm gonna play devil's advocate, because he just stood up and out of nowhere he sat back down. But also, what people don't know is that could be adrenaline. He could have already felt the adrenaline popped up, and then he just felt like he couldn't move his leg that he was trying to move. So he sat back down, but he waited. There's a lot of conspiracy about the time he waited and the numbers adding up, and all the conspiracy heads are really pointing to it was a 9/11 whole, like everything added up to 9/11. The time that he got up and the time he laid back down, and the way he looked over at the clock, and this, that, and the third. It's just a lot of controversy around. Did he fake an injury?
Now let me say this. No, that's not what that was. Is if you was paying attention, I didn't see it, but from what I'm hearing, it was clock management. If you looked over at the time, what probably happened. Well, let me tell you something about muscle sprains and shit. Because I'm dealing with muscle spasms right now in my neck, and a lot of that be for me being in my phone or being on the game and straining the muscles in my neck. Now it is. You can get up and you will be sitting down and not initially feel it and get up and feel it. But what could have happened was when he caught that strain or that pull, he probably was trying to walk it off, and the coaches was on the side telling him to sit down and save from clock time. Because they probably was
See,
at a point where
but
they was watching
I'll
the
let you
clock.
know
That's
what happened.
that's
He
what I was about
went
to
down.
say. I was
He
gonna
went
say the same
down.
thing.
He
I was gonna
popped
say
back
they.
up. He didn't take no steps. He didn't move at all. He
Yeah,
just
he
stood
just got
there.
back down.
And then he sat
Yeah,
back down. He
back
bended his
down.
leg and sat back down. So they're saying, like, if you felt like you couldn't move your leg to take a step and you just sat back down, how come he didn't fall back down? Why did he bend his legs? So they're questioning the injury. I'm not saying I didn't pick a side yet.
Because
I said I'm gonna
But
play
that's what I'm
devil
trying to
no,
advocate.
tell you. A
no, 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 no,
strain
no,
and a
no. Hold on, hold on, hold
spasm
on,
ain't
hold on,
what you
hold
think
on,
it
hold
is.
on,
It don't make
hold
you
on, hold on, hold on, hold
immovable.
on. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Nah, how can I feel actually right? Because I'm dealing with maybe a torn muscle right now. So, for instance, right? So I can still use my arm. It hurts like a bitch. It really does. I can still use it, but there's things that I can't do with it. You know what I mean? Like I can't even put my hand behind my back or like lift it all the way up. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. You know what I mean? But so maybe what happened was he stood up to see can he stand up. And then he maybe was feeling like, okay, can I take a step? But he realized if he took a step, he probably would have fallen. So what he did was he just sat back down because he felt the muscle spasm at that moment. Because as soon as you stand up, it's like a Charlie horse. You get a Charlie horse or anything like that, especially with a muscle spasm. You know what I mean? So as soon as you stand up, or you flex one muscle, it can happen within seconds, or it can happen within a little later. Like your muscle starting to throb, like your muscle about to get stuck or some shit. So that's probably what happened, and he probably just sat back down. So that case, the anxiety wouldn't overwhelm him because he's already standing in front of millions of people. So I mean, that's probably what it was, to be real with you. So I
My
don't really think that he
my
faked it. I just think that it's the people, like the people that didn't watch the game and all the analysts and journalists shut that whatever. They just saw it and saw like it was a good
yeah.
article just to
All right.
press.
Well,
You know what I mean? But those that watched the game probably realized that
The
like the
Stephen A.
clock,
Smiths of the world.
yeah. So
yeah,
I'm
like
gonna tap in on this one. I think it's just pressure. When you stand up, you're putting
Peer
pressure on
pressure.
your leg. And
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
like
you put pressure on your
you know
leg.
how
I
you
know what you're
can
talking
bend
about.
your
I was joking.
you can bend your leg to make it like look like you're standing up on it, but you're really not. He could have stood up on it and then was like,
Yeah,
"Ow," bent his
yeah,
leg a
yeah.
little bit, and then
That's
stood
what it
back
was.
up, and then was like, "Nah, I'm good." So he bent it because it could be the strain of pressure. So when he sat back down, it could have just looked like. I don't think he faked it either because I mean, you lose.
A
All
strain.
right,
That's what I'm saying. A strain
but
is not like they
another
thinking
angle
like
to
a
that
broken leg
story.
or something.
Another angle to that story is there was a first round pick that's involved to Green Bay. He didn't see eye to eye with Green Bay, and they're saying that he faked the injury because if he for the Jets, there's clauses in these trades when you're trading a pick, and then one of the clauses was if Aaron Rodgers couldn't play 7 games, then
He's gonna get
the Green
traded.
Bay Packers had to give no listen. If he couldn't play 7 games, they traded a number one pick to Green Bay. If he got injured and couldn't play 7 games, the Jets get that number one pick back. So they're saying that it was orchestrated for him to sit out a year because he was still debating on not come back. He's underneath a 2-year contract, so he has another year next year. He's going to be with the Jets. So they're thinking a tank season type thing where like we're going to get our number one pick back from the Green Bay, and will be able to still get a high draft pick this season. So there's reasons why people are believing this. I'm just pointing them out from what I know, because I wasn't going to talk about it because I don't like to be like someone faked the injury. You know what I mean? But it got to the point with the conspiracy that I just want to put a spotlight on it. Like, what are y'all feeling about these conspiracy theories? Could it be right? Is it 0% chance? Or you like, you know what? There could be like a 20% chance. Yeah, he probably did. It could be this. Like, what's the percentage of no, he didn't fake it? Is it 90%? Is it 100% he didn't fake it? Or there, knowing some of the information,
It's
there's
just what it
benefits
is.
for him being injured.
It's just what it is. A fucking theory. You know,
Yeah,
people gonna have their opinion, they gonna have their thoughts on shit, but without proof and facts, you can't really say. I'm not gonna say it's a fake. And like I said, what people don't understand about sprains, it's not like a broken leg or something. It's not like it's gonna be impossible for you to walk. It's not like that. It's about the motion, sheer motions you can't be able to do. You know what I'm saying? You can't put as much force on a muscle that's strained or that's pulled. You know what I'm saying? In certain ways, but that don't mean you can't move an inch or two. You know what I'm saying? Either direction. Well, like I said, I felt as though it was the coaches on the sideline probably looking at the clock,
yeah.
and he
Sit
probably wanted
down,
to
sit
walk it
down.
off. Yeah, he probably wanted to walk it off, and they was telling him to sit the hell down. The clock stuff, so you can stop the clock, and that's why he looked at the clock, because he was paying attention to the time management. One thing about quarterbacks, most are good at time management. They're always looking at the clock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They have to.
Yeah.
They have to be on it.
All right.
Time is integral as a quarterback.
Now
But yeah.
we've been talking about football, but I saw an
Uh-huh.
interesting topic throughout Facebook this week with a couple of my homeboys. I'm not gonna mention them because I'll see if I can get them on the show or whatever. But I saw some crazy talk about who is the better 3-point shooter. It's one of those. It's a little fun topic that's debatable.
Well,
They
we
said
know bad
Larry
season
Bird.
start next month.
Yeah, I know. Larry Bird or
Uh-huh.
Damian Lillard. And before we get into who we picking, just hold your opinion. That everyone's got to notice that Larry Bird got a better shooting percentage at the three than Damian Lillard does. But Larry Bird was in an era where you didn't look for the three as much as you do now. Also, Damian Lillard shot way more threes. So, but the question is, who you think the better 3-point shooter is? I'll leave the field to y'all first. Yeah, I said the question. I'll let y'all answer.
It depends. I mean, like, in their whole record, who actually had the most threes?
Okay, the most threes is definitely Damian Lillard,
Literally, right? Right.
but
But
who has the better 3-point percentage is Larry Bird. So they both
then,
have a case,
so
and
technically, yeah.
it's
But
two
I mean,
different
like,
eras. So if
it
Larry
depends.
Bird did take as many shots as Damian Lillard, and we're not talking about playmaking, we're not talking about he put his pull ups better than Larry Bird. We're just talking about it doesn't
No,
matter
no,
if it's
no.
a
We're
spot
talking
up
about
three,
actual, just
just
three
shooting the
shots,
three.
just
Yeah,
shooting the
just
three.
hitting the
Exactly.
shot.
So the way how I see it is this though. It will be okay. So if recorded in history, if the other guy got more than threes, but yet the other one has the more three percentage, I mean, you will ought to think if you go by all the games in total, the person that got the most threes would actually have also a higher percentage of shooting threes as well. But if
No,
the
it doesn't.
other, I'm saying like you ought to think
No,
that way. But
I'm chiming in like
yeah,
you don't.
no, it doesn't. Yeah, but if you're looking at the other way and you're like, okay, well he has the 3%, shooting range from threes. So basically,
And just to
like
clarify, they both have
50
points.
50 at the
They're both at
time.
70%. They're both at 70%. Larry Bird is like edged on that shooting percentage. So you can't
Right,
be like
right.
it's not a big difference.
So that's what I
But
was
I
about to
will
say.
also point out
If it's
that
50
yes, Damian
50%,
Lillard has more threes made, but he also has more threes missed. If you're going off of that logic as well. So
and that's what I was about to say. So 50-50% of the chance you're either going to win or lose, but it seems like that it's more game into Larry Bird's. So that would means then you would have to look at the 3 points that's missed. That's all I was going to say. So who missed the most threes? Whoever missed the most threes is the one that is not the best, pretty much. And the one that haven't missed the most threes, then of course, most likely going to be the 3 point, shooting range person. So he's not going to miss most threes because it's already in his range to get those. So
Yeah,
maybe during the game, he just never shot threes from those range because he wasn't needed or there was not a pick set up for him to shoot threes in those range. You see what I'm saying? So it
yeah.
still
Larry Bird's
makes
in a different
sense.
game, but it's
Right,
not even
right,
range.
right. So
We all know Damian Lillard got the better range. It's just
so
who hitting
so
three.
so that means that Larry Bird has the better three.
Okay, Hawk Life, what you got to say? You said it was easy. I think you
Easy.
disagree. So
No, I think it's easy. It's really easy. And I'm gonna say, y'all made some valid points. Some points I was gonna make. If we talking errors, would Damian Lillard survive in a Larry Bird era? No. And would Larry Bird survive in the Damian Lillard era? Probably not, because it's a different motion. Even with that argument with LeBron and James, I feel like I said LeBron and James, LeBron and Jordan. You know what I'm saying? They got the comparison on who the damn great is. You know what I'm saying? It's not a comparison. They was great in their eras. I mean, if they
Kobe.
played in each other's
Kobe is.
eras, it wouldn't be the same.
Kobe
Even with
is.
Kobe, it's no one greater. Like everybody was greater in their Pacific era, in their
but if you
Honestly,
had to
Pacific
pick
prime.
one,
I feel like,
Kobe. Kobe
huh?
was better than both of them.
you
That's
know we're gonna
that's
get on
what
this
I'll
third
say.
hot topic after this because I'm ready to argue. But my point is, like you're saying, it's error, but it's off of three. So we're not looking
It
at
really is.
longevity. We're not looking at championships. We're not looking at all that shit. We're just looking off who hit the three,
Three. 3%.
not range of the three, not how you get to the three. It's just who hitting the three. And if we're going off of who hitting
And
the
that's what
three,
I'm saying, because both of them shooters, but Larry Bird was a more pure shooter. When it come to basketball, the reason I brought out arrows is the fact that he was dominant in his era. In this area, everybody's shooting the threes, but defense is better. He wouldn't be as dominant. But with that being said, does it make it more impressive when Damian Lillard put up the stats that he put up now? You know what I'm saying? Does it make it more impressive? And that's why I weighed the option that even if Damian Lillard would have played in his time, he probably wouldn't have been dominant either in that time.
I disagree.
You know what I'm saying?
Because all right, we looking at time. I'm going with Damian Lillard. He went with Larry Bird lyric. I don't know who you're going with because you're making your case, but I go with Damian Lillard
No, I
only because,
yeah.
and I feel like it'd be harder for Larry Bird to play now than Damian Lillard in the past. Yeah, you got hand checks, but
I
this man
think
can
so.
shoot from the logo. They're not looking for you to hit threes consistently like that. But also the coaches wouldn't let you take shots like that back in the day. They wouldn't let you pull up at a motherfucking half court and just shoot because you can make it. Because that's where Reggie Miller and a lot of other players, they used to be able to do that, and they would get benched. You take a half court shot, and Larry Bird era, your ass to get benched. You just get benched. Like
Yeah.
we not doing with that tomfoolery. We're not dealing with that bullshit. You take the ball up and you look for the lane first instead of hitting the three. But it's a good argument. But I would go with Damian Lillard just because of more shots. Yeah, he made more, but he got a little bit of better percentage. But the consistency of showing like I can take all these shots and I still got a good percentage due to. But Larry Bird was nasty with them threes though when he did take them. So I think you couldn't be wrong on either side of that argument. To be honest, and I was with Larry Bird, and I was with Damon. It's like every time I can argue with myself about the shit. Like, but I definitely came down to like I think Dame Time got it. If we had to make the argument, which that's what we're here on the show for. But Hawk Life, I'm gonna give it back to you. Like, who, if you had to pick one though, who you got?
Uh, I already said who I had. I feel like I say, this one is easy to me. I feel like dominant, the most purest 3-point shooter in the game, legendary. Even in the stats, Lillard don't compare to Larry Bird. Straight up. So Larry Bird on this one. Gotta give a legend his due props. But that's not saying Lillard ain't no shooter. He's a shooter. Now, if you'd have said Ray Lewis and Lillard, then we would have had a real
You mean Ray
conversation.
Allen?
Yeah. I don't know why I'm thinking about football, but yeah.
Shout out to the Ravens. It's all good. All right, we're gonna get into this topic. Who you got as the GOAT then? Because he said Kobe Bryant, and I think Kobe Bryant is gonna play second or third to a lot of people's list. He is behind Michael Jordan or LeBron, and then you say your list. So if you got LeBron, it'd be LeBron, Kobe,
See,
Mike. But I got him
people
third.
gonna be that. See, yeah, like I said, it's a tough one for me. Like I said, I feel like everybody was a GOAT in their time. But I also feel like no matter who you pick, it's gonna always be debatable. It's a topic that don't really have an answer because it's gonna always be debatable. And I feel like
Exactly.
we know Jordan has some of the best stats, but we also know that, you know what I'm saying, Jordan
That's
always
debatable
had
because the
weapons.
Pistons fucked him up for a long time before Scottie Pippen got
I'm gonna
there.
say this. All right. Now, here's how you know I really like think about shit. Now, if you talk about the top three, it depends. It depends on what y'all talking about. If you're talking about as
Greatest of
far as
all
like,
time,
well, yeah, you know,
overall,
but
everything.
yeah, but for me, I would just say like there is no top three for me in that area. It would just be one, and that one is Kobe for me. But if you were to say a top three for anything else, as far as like 3-point shooting range, or if you want to say like the fastest people in the league, or this and that, whatever, then yeah, that's debatable. But you can see the solid answers in that. You know what I
I,
mean?
I
Like
think
of the
Kobe's
people,
debatable, and I think honestly
yeah,
that
I say Kobe.
Kobe
You
will
want to buy
forever, and no
Kobe?
disrespect to Kobe, rest in peace, but Kobe will forever sit behind Michael Jordan, forever.
I'm gonna say this
Yes,
much, bro. Kobe has two different. He retired two different jerseys, and for a reason, because that was the to me that was the ultimate slap in the face to a motherfucker.
just
He
because
went
the
by two.
motherfucker wore two different numbers don't mean shit.
Yeah, but
Let's
like
not forget,
if you
not
look
throwing
at the stats,
slander on his name.
if you look at
This
the
the reason
stats
why he
on
changed his
both
number was
sides,
after them allegations
well, yeah,
because he
but
knew the number
also
would bring up that. So you can't.
yeah,
They both got some
exactly.
fucked up off the court shit.
But I mean, like that's just like Allen Iverson basically saying what he said about LeBron James. You know what I mean? Which people don't realize. So I mean, like there's just certain things that place along it that
Well,
even make
my
it
thing
more
about
dope.
that is, if there wasn't a Michael Jordan, there would be no Kobe because
Mm,
Kobe copied everything he did. He told you that. So if we take it like now not to shit on anybody else, but LeBron, there's no player that you be like LeBron play like that motherfucker. He played like this person. He's a combination of people. But Jordan
yeah,
is the whole reason why
he's
Kobe played the way he
LeBron is a
played.
it's a whole bunch of combination of little babies because that's why he keep flopping and crying so damn much.
And hold on. Jordan cried
Of course he
about
did.
calls. He changed the whole rule. So did Kobe.
I know,
Kobe was upset about. He flopped on certain things too, certain plays. So we can't really just say
but who
LeBron
flopped the
just a
most?
crybaby.
But who flopped the most?
He played longer than both of them, so of course you're going to be able to say he complained more if he played longer.
Okay, then.
He was like Shaq at a small forward. He would come in and get hacked. Yeah, who was stopping LeBron James when he came back to Cleveland and or even Miami when he charged the paint? No, when he went to the hole, there was nothing you really could do. It was really nothing. He was like Shaq. He gonna dunk the motherfucker, or you gotta foul him, or the refs didn't call it. That's the only options. He gonna dunk on your ass, you foul him, or you get away with a foul. There was
I would
no
say that
you
I
blocking
would
LeBron
say
James.
I would say low key though. I do see Kevin Garnett inside LeBron James. While you saying that he haven't copied nobody, I do see a little bit of Kevin Garnett inside of him. That's something that nobody realized. Kevin Garnett was always pretty good when it comes to like dunking or like when it comes to like going in the paint or going up with people. Like that was one of Kevin Garnett's shit.
They're in the same era. I wouldn't say. I would
Yeah,
say
yeah, that's what
more.
I'm saying though. But that's what I'm saying though. But like I think that's where he picked some of it up from. And Kevin Garnett is not really looked at like how he was back in the days. Like everybody knew about what he did. And I think that LeBron just had the art form and especially the height and everything else and shit, he just made it look better. I think I think the culture just they stopped wearing the Celtics and went towards that era. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it was the beginning of a new era because he just did something better that was the same thing, but no one just realized it because it had a good pattern to it. LeBron
Well,
used
bro,
to
you're
play
hitting a soft
football, of
spot for me,
course.
and you calling me
You know
out.
what I mean?
I'm gonna let people know because y'all know he Lyric knows that I was a Celtics fan,
You
and
was a
then
Celtics fan like a motherfucker, bro, and you was the only motherfucker that told me back in the days about Kevin Garnett. And I started looking into it. I'm like,
yeah,
yo,
he's
this motherfucker is wild.
Rondo.
That
They used to call
and
me
to tell you the
Rondo.
truth, tell you the truth, here's a fucking soft spot for me. That's one of the reasons why I do not like LeBron is because of the simple reason that he like yes, he did do the same thing that Kobe did, or like Jordan did, or like everything else did, but the evidence is in the pudding. If you actually just look at everything, like you can see everybody copy each other. But at the same time though, if you want to look at humbleness, if you want to look at as far as like who's the best, greatest of all time and shit, why not look at what the players did as well for us, the community and everything as well? So I would say that area would be Kobe.
No,
To be real,
hold on. Let me stomp that out real quick with that opinion. What allegations negatively have ever been put on LeBron off the court? Kobe got rape charges, rest his soul, whatever. He got allegations towards rape. Jordan got the gambling and rigging games alle- allegations. LeBron has no off-court allegations on him. There's no dirt on LeBron that we know of because everyone had their dirt. But there's nothing he did off the court that blemished his image. Jordan got
mm,
one. Kobe got one. What's LeBron's blemish that doesn't have to do with basketball? What can you say like LeBron did this negatively in the media or to the public that where you would disagree with his morals as a man? Not saying I disagree with Kobe or because that's allegations that girl could be lying, but he was never put in a situation where someone had to off the court put negativity on him, except for that Space Jam movie. Oh damn! But it's cool, you know what I mean? Like that's
I
just a joke.
mean,
But
besides probably fucking cheating and shit, and
when
besides,
cheating,
I mean, the whole fucking DNA cover up scandal. You don't remember that with fucking
nope, I
Gloria
never heard of it.
James? Yeah. So I
Never
mean,
heard of it.
like, there's a couple. To be real with you, bro, there's a couple.
I disagree, but it is what
It's
it is.
just not bad. It's just not bad as like you know Jordan and Kobe is. To be real with you, so but at the
But
same
your
time, I
point was
mean,
off
like,
the court. Kobe gets it as off the court. I'm just saying I don't think so. They
well,
both
I could
did.
see
All
what
three of them did good
I
charity
could,
work. I think
I,
Jordan
I
loses
could,
off the court more than anybody. But
I could see where you're going with that. Well, I actually think Shaq probably does. He kind of beat Jordan
yeah,
with
Shaq
that
off the
shit.
court is the
Yeah,
most.
yeah.
I agree with that. Shaq
So
would
I mean,
win.
like, should we even consider Shaq being the greatest of all time? Then, if that
Yes,
is that the case,
yes, we
you see what
should.
I'm trying to say? So
But
that's why
the
I said.
downfall to Shaq
That's why
is
I
he
said that
wasn't
it
even
depends.
trying. That's
No,
which
he
is
wasn't
if he
trying.
would have trained more, if he would have trained more and took it more serious, he could have been like Shannon Sharp said. He could have been the greatest of all time if he
He really could
really
have.
played into health and played into focusing on longevity. But he didn't have to. He wasn't that type of person. I feel like Shaq played the game He loved the game, but I feel like he played the game for more reasons than just basketball. It wasn't all about basketball for him. It was about getting his mother in a good place.
Also,
It was about helping his community. It was
I just thought about something too, bro. Also, supposedly, LeBron James did have a sexual assault. Supposedly, I don't know for sure not,
but a lot of people. My thing is, I don't know what you're talking about, and that's not even
yeah,
being
I
funny.
know.
Like I don't know what you're talking about.
So
I don't.
you know,
There's no validation to it. You see what I'm saying? Like
so
my thing is, we all know Kobe's. We all know Kobe's. We all know Jordan's. I've never heard that.
because it's in the middle of the press. You see what I'm saying? But like when motherfuckers put out articles and shit, and you have other things that just taking over the news and taking over media because that's just bigger than what the hell is going on and shit, then it's kind of easy to kind of blemish shit in. It's kind of easy to just like, all right, cool. Like the public haven't even looked at that yet. But one day, somebody's gonna look at this video, and it will be looked at, and maybe it will be highlighted, and they will be like, "Oh shit!" Like we didn't even think about that. You know what I mean? Like these fucking three niggas are right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that. I ain't never pick who I said was the greatest. So who I feel like the greatest
Oh
was.
my bad, bro. Go
Um,
ahead.
um, like I said, it's a tough call. It's a
LeBron.
tough call. I feel
I feel like
it's
you
a
got
tough call
Jordan, but
because no, it's. I'm just saying
Of
it.
course
Gotta
you're
let
gonna
me
go
get
with
through it. It's a
Jordan.
tough
I
call.
wouldn't. You don't
Jordan
like
had a
black
nice
people.
career. Kobe like the middle child. He had a little piece of both of them, and he had a
Oh, the fuck you
dominant
did not.
career. And no, I'm not saying in that manner. I'm saying like, he like the middle child. That middle child is that special child. You know he gonna do great shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Cause he the
Mm-hmm.
middle child. You know what I'm saying? He got more to
Yeah.
prove. You know what I'm saying? Than everybody
Yeah.
else. You know what I'm
I,
saying? Cause they getting all the attention. So he want the
I
attention.
disagree.
He gonna go out there and do the most. You know what I'm saying? I'm a middle child. I felt like that. I felt like I had to do more. I had to go out there and get, you know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker, look, I gotta be different than everybody else. And I think that's the only thing that made Kobe stand out from the rest of you. He dared to be different in that element. He can be physical. He can be quick. He can, you know what I'm saying? He can play defense. You know what I'm saying? LeBron, on the other hand, he probably got the
Don't go
most
there.
most years in the league. He been in there since he was like 16. He got like the most years in the league. For him to do it in that amount of time, that has done it in that amount of time. He has done it, played the game at the level that he's playing it in that amount of time. Nobody, I don't know how many people that had that many seasons and played at that type of level, and he's still playing at a side above normal level.
Well, I got a
Vince Carter,
question. I got a
but not
question.
as
Yeah.
successful.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but also, but LeBron James didn't score most points in the game like how Kobe did.
LeBron James is the leading all-time scorer. That no, don't even do that.
All right, well, never mind then. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And LeBron got more stats than just scoring for Michael Jordan and Kobe. Just point that out too.
That's
Assist,
what I'm
rebound,
saying.
steal.
That will make
Also, I want
him
to point
a
out one other
valid
thing.
argument for the greatest of all time.
Nobody
I give it
else
to
in the
LeBron, the
league,
king.
nobody else came in the league like LeBron James did. Everyone knew he was going to be. They stamped him the greatest, and he had that burden. He had that weight on his shoulders. He had the monkey on his back. He had the damn pressure on his chest, like whole time. No one put the expectations on Kobe and the expectations on Michael like they did LeBron James. He got the biggest magnifying glass over his whole career, where they break down how he breathed in a game. They break down what he ate he has for the pressure that he was under, and to do what he did. That's one of the reasons why I think LeBron's the greatest. The longevity is another thing that no one can
Yeah,
argue with. The
yeah. I
argument
think
comes down
LeBron
to
1, Kobe 2, and Jordan 3. That's how I feel. Only reason Kobe
I feel
wasn't.
like
Okay.
I,
All right.
uh,
Look, there it is.
only reason why I
So
feel like
Kobe is
Kobe
my
wasn't
greatest.
number. Yeah.
Kobe's my greatest. LeBron is chiefest, and LeBron is Hawk Life, right?
I'm gonna give you my top 5 to make this even more
All right.
better argument. So I can show you how much I feel like Kobe is not there.
Nah, it's
First,
cool.
LeBron James. Second, Michael Jordan. Third, Tim Duncan. Fourth, Shaq. Fifth, Kobe. That's my top 5 of all time.
You disrespectful.
There's a lot. That's not disrespectful. Look at Tim Duncan.
Yes, that
Go.
is.
You look at Tim Duncan.
Hey,
The
I
way he.
love Tim Duncan.
Here's my top 5. Here's my top
I
5.
love
Right?
Tim
It's
Duncan, but he
it's
no.
it's just my top 5. Here's my top 5. One is Kobe.
He got
No.
the most championships.
One Kobe.
Where's the argument with Tim Duncan then? Tim Duncan
Allen
got the
Iverson.
same amount of champions as Kobe.
No, I'm just saying
Tim
top
Duncan
5.
ain't
Just
better
in
than
general,
Kobe.
just top 5. I'm just saying, just in general,
Sorry.
top 5. These are just my in general top
We
5.
can make that argument.
Which is
Yes, he
which
is.
is 1, Kobe. 2, Allen Iverson.
Blasphemy. You can't put
3, Nate Robinson.
Nate Robinson. Get the fuck off the show now. We ending
Yeah,
this
bro.
bitch now. You talking about my list? Cock, like if you don't say something about his list, I'm gonna be pissed off. Go ahead. Keep going. Nate Robinson at third. Nate Robinson before LeBron James and Michael Jordan, or before LeBron James is burn your soul.
It's blasphemy is what it is. It's blasphemy
It's
is
already
what it
burned.
is.
4th,
Skip.
I'll say
Skip. All right. Look at that, Skip.
I would say Melo, but yeah, Melo. Yeah.
That the greatest of all time.
I don't really know. Yeah, I mean those just my
Oh,
grades.
no. We're not gonna mention Tim Duncan.
No.
We're not gonna mention LeBron James. We're not gonna mention Hakeem. We're not gonna mention Magic. We're not gonna mention
It's
Steph.
It's just my personal top 5. That's all it is.
I feel like that's your
without
top
no
5
label.
favorite players.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
We talking
And
about greatest
those
of all time. Allen
okay,
Iverson
well, never
never
mind.
won a ring.
No. Never mind then. Okay, all right. So if we talking about greatest of all
Greatest
time,
of all time, top 5.
all right, I don't have one. I would say if anything, it would be probably like what's his name? They got 11 rings. He would be first. After he would be first, yeah, I would put him first, and then after him, and then I would probably put what's his name? They call him the doctor.
Dr. J.
Yeah, I'll put him second, and then I would put then I would put Kobe third, and then I would probably put like LeBron, then Jordan.
What? Okay, that was crazy. Did he just put Jordan 5th?
Yeah,
I got
put Jordan
see,
fifth.
I gotta get this
He don't like
soundboard.
niggas, so you know what I mean.
See,
He don't
when
like
I get
niggas,
it,
bro.
that's true.
So you know what I mean. Like I can't fucking
That's
I can't
true.
fucking rock a nigga that don't like niggas, bro. What the fuck that look like, bro? You know what I mean?
All right,
Like
with that,
yeah,
well, hold on.
up.
There's a
So,
person
yeah,
that you not
he's
naming
grass.
that you, because you're thinking of the other person who won 10 rings. I gotta look him up. But there's another person that played 12 seasons.
I think it's Wallace or some shit like that.
Walton or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
but there's a
yeah,
dude
it's
named
him.
Sam Jones. There's a dude named Sam Jones that played 12 seasons and won 10 championships. So if we're going off of who got the most rings, that's not what I'm asking.
Well,
the greatest of all time.
Well, I know, but even still, I mean, in my book though, he will be still considered the greatest of all time because even still, I mean, the nigga did 1 rings. So obviously, I mean, although he didn't have the greatest, you know, probably 3 shooting range or probably layups or this, that, whatever, like maybe like his fucking record was not good, but even still, like he participated in, you know what I mean, like in that ring area where I feel like most people would look at that is most important as well. Because most people would be like, oh, Jordan got the most rings. And they would feel like that is what concludes the greatest of all time. So if that's the case, then why not give the flowers to the people that actually do have the most rings that fucking Jordan does? You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to let their name just be evaporated into thin air and it's just in history. And
You're talking about Bill Russell was the guy you were talking about.
Bill Russell. Yeah, you know what I
But
mean? Like,
Sam Jones got more rings than him. We're talking, but I also want to point out, we're not talking about rings because teams win, and we're talking about single players.
I know, single players, and that's why I'm saying even still, regardless of records, I feel like also that rings probably does play a part of it as well. because of the way how people always be like Jordan has the most rings out or whatever. That's if you
He
don't know
does.
who Bill Russell are. You know what I mean? That's if you don't know who Bill Russell are. So for the people that do look at that as an argument, because it happens at times. So there's some people that just ignorant to where they just don't know anything about their player records because they don't know. So I feel like that. Okay, well I might as well include the greatest as well. Why not? Because I mean, they don't get their roses. So yeah. So my first one would be Bill Russell, then the other one, then this, then that, then da da, then yeah, Jordan Lance. I mean, because he don't really support niggas. So why would I really? I mean, I
Not
still give him
personal
his
reasons. We
credit.
talking about player shit.
I know. So I would still give him his credit. I still look at the things that he do, and I respect that. But even still, you know what I mean? Like
Blasphemy.
as far as the greatest all time, nigga, like like you gotta uphold some shit, like doing your games, nigga, like you had started fights too and shit, you know what I mean? Which was probably dope as hell in the '90s and shit. But you know what I mean, shit, like there's some things that we gotta consider into the greatest of all time. You know what I mean? Like they gotta be a wide spread other than just this, that, and this to really get that. Okay, who really is the greatest of all time? So that's my top five.
I agree with Hawk. I
Nah,
agree with Hawk Life. If you ain't got Jordan in top three, is fucking retarded.
Yeah, well, his ass
my
fucking low five. He was probably six. To be real with you.
top five.
He lucky he got five.
My top five. Um, like I said, number five would have to be Dennis Rodman. One of the most dominant
You
defensive players
No, he
fucking
did
in the
not.
game.
crazy.
Nah,
He said
I'm
Dennis
joking. I'm
Rodman.
joking. I know.
Damn. The
Nah,
nigga that
You
been
gonna
on
get
the
your Dennis the
CNN.
Menace ass the fuck up out of here?
nah.
Just because you look like Dennis Rodman don't mean
Top five greatest
And
players
we
of
just
all
happen to be on
time.
the podcast.
Oh man.
What you talking about,
Number
Devon?
five is Bill Russell. Number four is Wilt Still.
See, look, watch this.
Number
Watch this.
three, I mean no. Number three is Larry Bird. No,
Okay.
I messed it up. Number four is Larry Bird. Number five is Bill Russell. Number four is Larry Bird. Number three is Jordan. Number two is Kobe, and number one is LeBron.
Okay then. So you put Kobe over Jordan.
blasphemy.
Yeah,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
no,
But you just
I
but you
just feel
just
like
did not. But you didn't put
Kobe was a
but you
mixture
didn't
of
put
both of them.
Kobe
So they
over
made him
LeBron though. I
dangerous.
see what you did though.
No,
Okay, all right.
and the reason I didn't do that because LeBron's story is still being told. So it's hard to not say he's not number one because the
Uh-huh.
story is still
Uh-huh.
being told.
And that's how you know that deep down, everybody know that Kobe was better than fucking both of them. That's how you know.
Kobe would not be who he is without Michael Jordan, so I can't put him over Michael Jordan. That's my thing.
I mean, that's still true, but even
I ain't
still,
mad at that
sometimes,
neither.
sometimes you can be better than your sensei, and that's what your sensei would want is for you to be better. And don't get me
Jordan got
wrong,
more
Jordan,
rings.
Jordan do. Don't get me wrong, Jordan do got more rings. He do have more this and more that and shit. But I know he would want people because Jordan has he has a competition problem.
So
He's
did
so
Kobe.
competitive, right? So did Kobe as well.
He's a
So I'm
copy of Michael Jordan.
right. So and so did LeBron. If you kind of really look at it,
How? LeBron don't play like Mike.
And Kobe
yeah,
wasn't always liked in the
yeah.
and
But
Kobe
that's
wasn't
why he's
always liked
always
in the locker
five.
room.
That's why
He
he's
wasn't a
always
good locker
five.
room. He wasn't a
Yeah,
good teammate at that time.
yeah.
Neither
That's
was
I
why.
Mike.
understand that too. Right.
That's what Jordan did. Jordan used to beat the fuck out of damn
But you
players and
never heard
shit. What do
nobody
you think
say
what
that
LeBron
about
doing?
LeBron.
LeBron beating the hell out of players too. Exactly what Jordan doing. Well, not beating the hell out of players, but he be
He make
cussing
them
them the
better.
fuck out. He be cussing them the fuck out in
Look
the
what he
car
did.
and shit.
I mean, that's
So
He make
anybody.
them better.
Everybody.
Look
If you a
yeah,
team
what he
leader, you
did to
going
J.R. Smith.
that's the same shit though.
That nigga got a championship fucking with LeBron. J.R. Smith.
That's the
Nigga
whole
stepped
reason
in
why I
that
like
fucking.
LeBron. Because I liked back when I was younger, I liked Melo. I liked Kevin Garnett. I didn't like LeBron when I was young. I was on the Melo side. I was on KG. I was on J.R. Smith was one of my favorite players. But when J.R. Smith went with LeBron, and I got to watch LeBron more because I didn't watch his games because I didn't like the hype. I felt like he was overrated. I saw LeBron play, and I was like, "Yo, dude got some skill." You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, shit. That's when you know what I mean. The dynasty of the Celtics kind of died out. Everyone knows I bandwagon on NBA. Like, I don't got a set favorite team. I just pick my team at the beginning of the season. I rock with them.
Yeah, I don't really have a
Well,
set team neither on the NBA. It used to be the 76ers because of Allen Iverson. And then I was hoping for Allen Iverson to go with Nate Robinson to the Spurs. That would have been dope as hell if it actually happened, but it never happened. So I stopped having a favorite team, to be real true. So
If we're going with the best player to not have a ring, I'll go with Allen Iverson. Or potential without the injury, who would have been the best? That's a good ass argument. Great argument for a lot of
well,
players.
yeah. But I mean,
I'm not saying that's Allen Iverson because I feel like Derrick Rose would have been one of the craziest motherfuckers if he didn't get his injury.
So make sure y'all stay tuned, man.
I was thinking,
Make sure
I
y'all
was thinking
stay
about
tuned, man.
Derrick Rose too.
Oh, yeah, these topics coming up. These hot topics are starting.
They're coming up in basketball season, man. When we switch things over to basketball, man, make sure y'all stay tuned, man. Y'all just getting a sample of how shit going down for basketball season. You know, October around the corner, man. So y'all gonna be seeing some episodes that blend like this one, man. So I'm kind of happy he did this, man, to show y'all how these episodes gonna mash together, man, with football season and basketball season. Cause
And next week we're gonna be talking about that Canelo and Charlo fight. Just for a preview. We're not gonna get into it now. We're gonna talk about that next week.
Yeah.
We might even talk about the Logan Paul and the Dana Dillis and Dylan, and talk about his wife and the back and forth they went through. There's a lot more topics. We were just getting into football season because we all more football fans here. But this is gonna leak over into other sports, so y'all get ready for that. Other than that, my phone on like 4%, so I'm sticking in. If it cuts off. Well, we put the spotlight on the sports.
Yes, sir.
See, you got the slogan for Battle Rap Kingdom. I got a slogan for Spotlight Sports. Spotlight, but we put the spotlight on the sports. Ding!
Spotlight Sports. So we put the spotlight on the sports. Yeah, man. But like I said, man, tune in. You heard the predictions. You seen it all. Make sure y'all in the building, man.
Got into some crazy conversations.
Let me know what y'all think, man. Send us topics, man, to talk about and shit like that, man. Don't be strangers in the comments.
For those who've been asking to get on the show at the last minute, you gotta let me know in advance, and then I can put you on the show because I plan this shit down to a T every week of what we talking about, and I look up all the games and do my homework, and I need to know information, and I need to know your strong suit, and I need to have a personal conversation with you to see if you can mesh with having a conversation on this platform. A lot of people can't get on and speak their mind.
Yeah, man, get on, speak your mind, man. And let's get it popping, man. Y'all know what it is, man. This Spotlight Sports, man. This was another banger. Peace.
Yeah. Somebody was yelling and shit. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, so a lot of shit coming. As far as the battle rap, hit me up, hit Hawk Life up, hit Lyric up. A lot of things going in the works. The gears are finally moving. Album dropping. That shit coming out. Hawk Life got a few songs.
My inbox been active. I must say my inbox been active on some things.
I just want to say that y'all be ready on October the 1st, on the same day when the government might shut down, the Murder Man taking over the whole world. And it's dropping. It's popping.
And what y'all don't know, we doing the album review on Who They Want, and we inviting Hawk Life. I forgot to say that earlier. We was focused on Spotlight Sports today, but we're gonna bring Hawk Life in as one of our guests because he's done the album reviews for us, and we're gonna bring him over to the platform over there. he's being, I don't know if he agreed to tap in return with the new panel yet, but hopefully that be announced soon. Or if he agrees to return, hopefully Freight Train come out, BT show back up. We can get some of the originals, but if the panel changes, it's still the same topics. It's still the same way we were doing it. Tap in is missed. I had a couple people ask me about why we don't do the current event show anymore. So
Yeah, I had a
it's
couple people
coming.
ask me as well a couple months ago.
It's coming, so tap in. Make sure you tap into the brand. Make sure you tap into what's going on. I guarantee it's been an active season, but we're about to end it all strong. Uh, I told you VT, he was supposed to call me back. He be like that, so he be having shit planned, but I don't know what we got going on. We don't see what him we got going on because it's up in the air. But y'all know I got a lot of stuff going on. It's coming up. I got the Verse Underground, Chief of YZ versus Haywall. That's gonna be super, super dope. You know, it's coming up October 13th. I gave y'all the wrong date the first time, my fault. That's gonna be super, super dope. You should y'all tune in for that. Flyer gonna be dropping soon. Um, the award show, we got the fest. You know what I'm saying? You're an artist, musician, you wanna come on perform. Uh you have to October 20th to submit a 45-minute set with one or two songs. It gotta be a live set of you performing that song. Uh in the background or intimate setting of your choice. So uh concert vibes. Remember concert vibes. And you submit that to hawklife94 at gmail.com. That's with a Y and not an I in life. All right. 94 at gmail.com. And you submit that shit, man, by October 20th to be a part of that fest. You want to be a part of that music fest, man. We celebrate music, we celebrate unity, and it's good vibes. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you be a part of that. You want to tune in for that. The award show, we looking for performers. We're looking for presenters. Uh, we're looking for hosts. Uh, yeah, man. Within the brand tap in, people have been hitting me up for different things, and I've been getting to y'all quickly. And I'm gonna continue to do that because I like to be pronto. But it's some people that I've been connecting with. It's going You're gonna see some new faces on the platform. May have some guest judges for the Chief of YZ versus Haywall battle. Some new faces. You know what I'm saying? Some new faces, some old faces. Yeah, man. Yeah, just tune in. That's all I'm saying. I don't give out too much information right now. I'm gonna just say tune in. You
Yeah.
know.
So you think you're funny too? That's coming up.
So you think you're
I was hoping for
funny?
that.
That is coming out in October as well. So you think you're funny? Trust me, I got some comedians that's ready to go. Trust me. The first two comedians that episode gonna drop. Trust me. Get that recorded. Get the first two comedians locked. Oh my God, we're gonna turn up all the way. Got some verses. I got some interviews coming. I know I've been slacking on the interviews. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. But I'm playing. I got some. I got a listening party. I'll be have a listening party for an album from an Austria artist by the name of Marino. Marino is a 20 song album release, I think. And dope. I'm telling you, don't let that he from Austria fool you. You're gonna enjoy this listening party. He gonna tap in. It's gonna be early in the day because he in Austria. We like 7 hours ahead, so it's gonna be like 2 p.m. Central Time. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like 2 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. his time, but it's gonna be like 2 p.m. my time. And yeah, it's gonna be a dope listening party. So make sure you tune in for that, man. Don't miss out, man. Like I said, it's been Spotlight Sports, but we put the spotlight on the sports. Peace.